falls under my purview. Like if I can provide customer service, I will, but I'm in sales. So like if I'm talking to somebody and it's either a situation where I can't get a sale or there's no way to upsell, like they're just hell bent on getting the cheapest, just the bare minimum shit and nothing else, I start getting like real like clinical with them.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, let's wrap this up. I'm
Do
not.
they know that you're sales, or like were they tricked into being there? Do they think you're customer
I
service?
think they think that I'm just like some customer service. I'm not exactly sure what they think I am.
Yeah.
But you know, um, some people get it. Like, there's people I talk to during the day who like completely understand it, and they go, "You get commission, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they go, "Okay, good. I want to make sure that you get, you help me."
Yeah. I'm like that. I
Yeah,
either say, I'm going to buy this. Do you get commission? Because if so, let's do it. And then if I'm not going to buy it, I say, hey, do you make commission? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, I'm not buying this. Like, you can try to sell me if you want, but I'm telling you, like, straight up, if you can get me off the phone to get somebody new, I've already 100% made my mind up. And so I usually go one of two ways. Like, I either say, okay, let's work this out and help you out, or vice versa. Like, I'm not helping you out. Like, if you want to try to trick, if you think you can sell me, you're welcome to try one.
right,
But I'm about ready to hang up right now. So I doubt that's going to happen.
right. Yeah, and that's great. Like I've gotten to the point where in doing a sales job where if I can tell it's not going to be a seller, it's going in a direction that doesn't directly benefit me.
Yeah.
I get them off the phone real quick. Like I was talking to a lady today. She was ready to go, ready to buy something, and then
And as you were talking to her, was this in the background?
funnily enough, no, she
Okay.
was some kind of like Hispanic or something. So she didn't. She at least had changed the battery, but like I was, she was ready to buy something, and then I told her, yeah, and the installation for this will be $50, and she said, I know I can't afford that and all that, and I go, well, that's that. I guess that you have a great day. Bye.
Yeah.
And I just hung up. I was like, all right, I'm not going to play that game.
Yeah. They try to teach you to be like, you can't afford not to whatever and whatever. But like, when you're at the bottom of the rung, it is the money. You know, like
Yeah,
in sales, they tell you it's never the money. That's one of the objections you have to overcome. It's like when you're dealing with a poor person, it literally is the money.
mm-hmm.
And if you're dealing with a really poor person, because I used to sell Kirby home maintenance systems door to door when I was like 19, 20. A really poor person says yes to anything. They're like, oh yeah, I love this thing. Oh, $2,000. Yeah. If my credit passes, I'll buy it. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, well, their credit ain't passing. Like, because they would have if they had good credit, they wouldn't be so easy to sell. And then you run it and they're like, yeah, or I can't. They're like, you can either get cash out of them or we can't finance it. And so then you're like, okay, I'm doing a rug shampoo. Like, let's just shampoo their rug and get. So you turn from like showing them everything to like, clean, clean, clean. I'm getting the fuck out of here because I'm a sales guy. I'm not a carpet shampooer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
folks,
want that.
if it don't make dollars, it don't make
I want
sense.
this. We'll put this up here for the
Oh
algorithm.
yeah, that
When they
was
when they see this in the thumbnail, you'll get 1,000
the
views.
God Emperor of salesmen.
Yeah.
He's the mass the I wonder if he even knows what Solana is. I wonder if
I
anyone briefed
somebody
him on Solana.
I don't know who it was. It might have just been a meme account, but it might have been somebody like that we follow from the whatever, and they just tweeted out, "I can't wait to hear Trump pronounce Solana."
I saw that tweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so true. Solana. It's so good.
dude. Last night and today have been just been a nightmare for me because everything was on the up and up. The market was correcting nicely. We were
Yeah.
on a nice little curl back upward, and then he went and pulled some slick shit. Donald Trump did, and just every bit of liquidity in the crypto market went to Trump, He
Let
pulled
me.
one
Let me.
last great con job before he gets inaugurated.
What's the name of this episode?
Well, tentatively, it's Cornfed Crypto Christians.
Okay.
But it could be anything.
I'm gonna present share screen. Let me share this right here. Can you pull this up? So
Uh,
this is Trump coin. I have it up on BullX. And dude, in one night, dude, he's got a 27.6 billion market cap.
Yeah, there was so many insiders in on this because he announced it, and it was immediately over $1, which like means
Yeah.
it was over $1 billion market cap. So I mean, this thing is so bundled.
Well, so if you look at this audit check here that you can do with coins or whatever, it's got a 6 out of 7, which means the top holders is the big thing. 86.71% are the top 10 holders. So those are the developer wallers, Trump's daughter, whoever is these top 10 holders of this coin that are holding a major part. So the community has the rest of those coins. So they have like less than 20% of the coins were bought. And when you track a normal meme coin with developers and stuff that are selling and buying, this will fluctuate as they sell off some or buy some. So like
Yeah,
this might say 7.7 clean, and then this will switch back. This has been stuck at 86.7. So the good news with that is none of the top 10 holders have sold their money. They've held everything.
I
The
read
bad news
that.
is we could wake up tomorrow if you were in this coin and they could have liquidated the whole thing.
I read that like 80% of that supply or however much is like locked up for the next like 36 months.
Yeah.
So there is, I guess they have like given people some assurance, but with any of these coins, they could say one thing and do something else.
Yeah, well, it is freezable. It is mintable. It's not mintable. It's not freezable. Uh, it doesn't say anything about if it's immutable, meaning that token data is mutable, means it can't be changed. So, I mean, it's on the up and up. And when they design these coins, what they're supposed to do is that they're supposed to have a contract built into place where a certain amount of money is held for a certain amount of time, and they don't release that money until a certain amount of time. So recently, Sui did something like this where their lock period was up and it's going to be released, and everybody was a little bit concerned the community was going to drop, and it dipped quite a bit. There was some sell-offs, but for the most part, it held its value, and then the community rallied, and now it's right back to where it was, except that the locked up coins are gone. So basically, the coin stabilizes so they'll be in that 36 period or whenever the contracts are due on this. If they decided to sell out immediately and it started to collapse, the community could take it over and prop it back up. I don't know if that would happen because
That happens constantly with all these shit coins.
you know,
That's like usually the life cycle of any meme coin is the developer will completely fuck everyone over, just dump his whole supply and rug it.
yeah.
And then everyone that's left holding the bag goes, all right, well, now we got to pump it. And it becomes a CTO, which is a community takeover. And, you know, it'll take however many months, and then it'll come back, I guess. There's some guy in the chat constantly just says the same thing over and over again. It's really annoying.
I never pay attention to the chat.
Yeah, you just keep saying buy Bitcoin. Yeah, that's great. That's great advice 10 years ago.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's not 100% wrong. We can stop sharing this. He's not 100% wrong. Like, there is ways to slowly dollar cost average into Bitcoin, and it's going to go up. But you're not going to you would be better off dollar cost averaging into a bunch of smaller projects. I had listed a bunch of like under $1 projects
it's
the other
not
day.
this
and
guy.
taking those
So
profits and put them into Bitcoin.
yeah, this guy's so indignant about this. It's not still great advice because it's like it's old man crypto. It's just like your dad saying like, yeah, buy gold. So it's like, yeah,
Mm.
you could top blast Bitcoin right now. It's like 103,000, and then
It
in like 12 years you'll have made like a okay. It's just,
yeah.
it doesn't seem to me like it's like at this point.
No,
It,
they
it
do claim that it could go if the banks start printing and putting money in there and stuff like that. That it could go up to like $1 million,
I mean
250. So you
I've
would
heard
double
that.
your money, which is like if it went to 200. And like if you put it in a bank, you're not gonna even beat inflation. So if you're a total idiot, like yeah, like I'm not saying that Andrew's an idiot for saying Bitcoin, but if you're totally an idiot and you don't know what to do, but you want to get into crypto, just buying Bitcoin and walking away is a good deal.
Sure.
You
I
know what I mean?
suppose, yeah, just buying Bitcoin, not thinking about it. But I mean, all this is still so speculative.
Yeah. You'd be
And
missing out on a lot of upside for taking some other risks, is like what I think
yeah,
your point
because I
is.
mean, all of
Yeah.
it's still so speculative.
Oh, by the way,
And nice,
sorry to
dude.
interrupt.
I
You've been
gotta,
getting interrupted all day. I promised the people on Twitter that I would interrupt you. Here's my weekly Coke Zero for when I meet with Dalton
oh yeah,
on here.
I got two in my mug right here. This is probably
Oh,
my,
what do you buy? A 2 liter?
no, I got a 12 pack and I usually got two cans going at
Oh,
once
because you ice them.
in my mug. Yeah, I put
Oh,
them
it
on
tastes so
ice.
much better in the can. I like it in the can. I like it in the can. What? Because don't you lose a lot of the fizziness when you pour it into the?
No,
No.
no, not that I'm aware of. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not Bill Nye. I don't know where the
So
carbonation goes.
I tried to put this in a glass before, and it doesn't have the same Coke taste. Maybe it's because I use a straw and it's a different part of my tongue. But in order for this to taste like actual Coke, you have to drink it from a bottle of can where the Coke hits the front of your tongue. And I was like, what kind of voodoo magic is this that chemical has to hit your tongue in order for it to taste like
I
Coca-Cola?
don't know. I always just yeah, I guess I just put it on ice. But yeah,
So
it's good. I mean, you know, I just it's
it
just
is really good.
yeah, it's a I just be sipping on it throughout the day. So I don't even think about it. It's basically water for me. In fact, I've only had that might be why I'm so exhausted, like why right after work I just passed out
Can I tell
and
you how to get your energy back?
I gotta be drinking water, dude.
Dude, I found like I was exhausted. I was living the Dalton Pruitt lifestyle that we talked about. You remember when you had done Celsius and I did the Celsius and I was just getting tired.
Yeah.
And so then you wake up and you have to chase Celsius and you're like, I can't do any more Celsius. So then it's like buying 5 hour energy drinks as if they're
Yeah.
any better. And then you're doing coffee and then I'm doing pre-workouts. I went to the store and I bought $40 worth of fresh vegetables, and you could probably do it for less because I only used about a quarter of it so far. I made homemade vegetable broth, no salt, no sugar. I just pressure cooked them in the Instapot, a bunch of carrots, zucchini, uh, um, just sweet potatoes, onions, red onions, some parsley, some turmeric, all that stuff. And I've been drinking like 5 to 6 fresh vegetable broths every day. Can I
Mhm.
tell you, all my tiredness went away like the first day I started drinking this. So I don't know what I was missing, if it was potassium, magnesium, zinc, uh, what it was. And I'm taking vitamin D. So I'm taking high doses of vitamin D and the chicken broth. I've been waking up like David Goggins again, and I hadn't felt like this in probably like 4 months. So I was depleted of something. So I'm recommending broth, but if you buy it from the store, it'll have so much sodium that your feet just swell up.
I love sodium. Yeah, I think when I'm actually eating like kind of clean, I have a lot of energy. Like for a while there, I was like very efficient. You know, I was eating lean meats and vegetables and not overeating throughout the day. So there was like a good stretch of days there where I was like, you know, waking up early, feeling very healthy, energetic, and then like a few days ago, I succumbed I went to I was at the store and I bought like a little sampler, a little helping of little Debbie's. I got some. I got a box of.
I haven't had a Little Debbie in a long time,
Dude,
but Oreo cookies
so good.
Oreo cookies are my.
Yeah, Oreos are great. My favorite, just like store bought treats, are Little Debbie's.
Yeah.
So I got me a box of the donut sticks and the seasonal, the Valentine's cakes, which I think are just the white cakes. I think those,
sorry, dude, but this just sounds so sad. Get alone eating Valentine's Day.
I got the Valentine's cakes for one.
Lola lady, can you do me a favor? Can you send some tasteless nudes to Dalton? Because this is just he's eating Little Debbie Valentine's cakes.
I got the I think they're the same as the white cakes, but they're shaped like hearts and they're pink.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with what they. So it's like a cake. It's like a fake dense cake with a crust over it, and the crust is like a frosting crust.
Yeah.
It's pink, and the whole thing's shaped like a car, and it's probably got some sprinkles or whatever you call them, dandies, mixed into the frosting.
It's really good.
I can imagine that it is. I can't eat them because they have because I don't do the animal products, but we have a vegan donut place, and about once a month I go to a vegan donut place near me, and I buy like a half a dozen of vegan donuts, and I like, I'll get these for the for the weekend or the week or whatever. I will literally eat all 6 of them in my car.
Oh yeah.
Like
I also
on the ride home. So I'm a sugarhead.
Yeah, I also got the little mini donuts, a bag of the chocolate, the powdered, and the old fashions. So I just
so you guys thought that Dalton was late because he's in hair and makeup, but he was in a diabetic coma.
Dude, I was in a diabetic coma.
He's like, I'm gonna start the stream real soon, but he had to go. He thought he was powder in his face, but it was actually powdered donuts.
Yeah. Like it's not like I eat all of that in one sitting, or I have like a massive amount at once.
Yeah,
but like for my lunch today, I had like eggs, or I had like an egg sandwich, right? Egg and bacon, and a nice little egg sandwich, and then I also added some Little Debbie treats. And so then by the time I got off work, I was just like crashing the sugar.
yeah.
You get the initial glucose spike where you get a little bit energetic, and then you just come crashing back down. So like by the time I get off work, I pass out, and then I just live a completely different life, in my dreams. Like I live an entire other existence and wake up disoriented.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know what I am anymore.
Maybe you're Neo, dude. Oh, actually, I've been so tired before that I started hallucinating. Did you go through this with your break? I was starting to wonder if I was Ed Norton in Brad Pitt in Fight Club, because I was so tired that I was like, am I not sleeping? Like I'm closing my eyes, but I'm actually living an actual second life.
I do remember when I when I was manic, I was not sleeping, and I remember thinking about Fight Club, that the line that Meat Loaf has was like, I heard he only sleeps 1 hour a night, and I'm like, damn, dude, sounds kind of nice. That's more than I'm getting right now. But I remember like the full on delusion. I had like the full Truman Show thing. Like I was like genuinely.
I think we've all done that.
Yeah, like I like genuinely thought that the world around me was like a sound stage. That there was producers in like a booth somewhere, and I was like trying to find them. And then, but every clue just pointed in the direction of another clue, and eventually to the psych ward. And I was like, damn, dude, this is a whole elaborate production, man.
I feel like we talked about this before, but mine was, I felt like everybody knew something that I didn't know. And so then they must be in on something that I'm not. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm on the Truman Show. And so I would be in my car, like singing like a song. And then I'd like remember that I'm on the Truman Show. And then I would like talk to the audience and be like, yeah, oh, you think this is funny that I'm enjoying singing a car? Like, fine, I'll keep singing then. Fuck you guys. like getting angry that they're watching me like have a earnest moment by myself, and then snapping.
I would scream. Yeah, I would scream shit like that in the streets. So there'd be like
Yeah, I wasn't like
people
that.
around me looking at me, and I'd be like, "Yeah, that's right. I know.
Oh,
I
I
know
was
what's
too
up."
good at masking it. You sounds like you were like unmasked, full like ready to
Yeah,
throw down.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
was I saying though?
can I go back to Oreo cookies for a second? This is you
Sure.
like this. So hot take here, everybody. I so Oreo thins were on sale like a week ago, and
This
I
is
was
big
like, man,
news. Oreo thins are on sale.
so I was like, Oreo thins, dude. That sounds like such a fucking scam, dude. Like I'm all about because I used to get the double stuff, and now they don't. Double stuff is like a regular, and the regulars are small. Like they've thinned down the regular, so there's not as much cream in them, and then the double stuff seems like the regulars used to be. So now they have a mega stuffed, and the mega stuff is like the old double stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, they have a thin, and I'm like, this is a fucking atrocity because I want like a double stuff, but I don't want a mega stuff. I want something in between. Who goes with no cream, very little cream, and all cookie? I'll tell you, I got the thin. I might be a fan of the thins more than anything now. They're bite size. They're super crispy because there's no cream in them, and you get just a little tad of cream with the cookie. And I got the mint flavored frosting thins. Dude, I devoured half a sleeve, dude. Like, I mean, a whole sleeve. So they have two sleeves in the thins. I devoured a whole sleeve in one sitting, ate dinner, and then ate the other sleeve.
Nice.
So if you're into Oreo cookies, dude, I would say that that's why I can't keep them in the house. I'm a fat boy.
Yeah.
So
I remember one of the first Letterman jokes that really resonated with me as a kid. Like I was really I this is like stuck with me as probably like the first adult TV joke that really tickled me was I was watching Letterman when he was he was already on CBS at the time, so he was doing the late show, and he was doing some segment where it was like either new products or products that were being tested, or maybe even like failed food. I don't know what it was, but he he said, "What do we have here? Double stuffed Oreos, just the stuff." And he rips open a bag of Oreos and pulls out like two sleeves, and it's just cream, just a sleeve of cream. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I can see why this didn't work.
You know what's funny is
go for this."
that would fly off the shelves nowadays.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that would be on people making TikTok videos about that.
Yeah, and I remember that just being such that just stuck with me for the like 30 years. It's such a funny joke.
Yeah, we did this show last Saturday. I feel like so much has happened in this week, dude. We should do a news show
There's
here.
been a lot of development.
Because I'm thinking we got Trump coin got released, right?
Trump coin has ruined my whole week, dude.
Everybody's on Red Note going crazy.
Yeah, everybody's
on Red Note. I'm not on TikTok to begin with, but to watch the amount of people on Twitter uploading videos about Red Note.
Yeah, they're on what is it actually? It's like Zhongshu or something.
Yeah. People are like
Hongshu.
It's just so funny. People are like, man, have you guys heard of China? You're like, yeah, yes, we've heard of China.
Yeah, I love the people that they're like, yeah, I'm not I'm not so stupid that I'll give in, I'm not susceptible to American propaganda or the American empire or whatever. And so they download like the official app of the CCP.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They banned TikTok because they say it's a government spied by China. So all the TikTokers are like, fuck you. And they download Red Note so they can get like directly spied on.
Yeah. And I love this. Yeah, I love this narrative that like they keep like people like I saw like Shapiro. So a lot of the talking heads still push this narrative. They're like, China is our enemy. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the country that
put my tiny hat on so we can talk about Shapiro.
Put the tiny, yeah. But I've been hearing this my whole life that like China is our enemy, and I guess I never thought that much about it. Yeah, I never thought that much about it. But I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like the country that we engage with like the most trade with, like you know, in terms of like the products we import and the labor and all the commerce we do with China. How could they?
Yeah.
How is that our enemy?
Drew Huntley is gonna dislike this because he was just with the 3-hour podcast I did with Troy about this, but like a lot of the stuff we made in China now gets made in India. So they have a little quarter there. But I was watching like a Red Note thing with these TikTokers are like, oh my God, can you believe how well China looks is compared to us? And then this Chinese lady uploads this video and she's in her apartment. She's like, this is my shower, this is my wardrobe, this is my bed. And then in the same room as her bed is a couch, and she's got like a small round table, like not even this big. It's like a rickety plastic table with a tablecloth on it and her laptop. And people are like, oh, I can't believe she pays $1,000. Like, you can get a small studio apartment in the United States with a rickety table for $1,000.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to join the CCP to live in a little shitty 1-bedroom. She didn't have a stove or anything. She had a hot plate, and then she had like a water heater and then a rice cooker.
Yeah,
She's like,
I mean,
can do all that in the United States.
I will say, like, as a lazy slob, like just a lazy, good for nothing, irresponsible slob, it would be nice to be able to cede the responsibility for my entire life to the state.
Yep.
It would be nice to just be able to say, like, okay, you take care of me, and I'll just do whatever I gotta do.
And I just gotta vote for you every 4 years, and you'll pay for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As somebody who doesn't, who's just lazy and doesn't want to have to like take care of himself, it would be nice to just say to the government, like, all right, just go ahead and take care of me, and I'll live wherever and do what I got to do. But I get in this country, I gotta pull myself up by my bootstraps and get a job at Panda Express, apparently.
But I've been, yeah.
Did you see that, dude? Dude. I guess like the more the things change, the more they stay the same, right?
Oh, there's something I want to show you.
It was Rush that said that. But I mean, dude, I've been hearing that my entire life. There was always this like older generation of people that would peddle some narrative about that, where it's like you thought you were going to be able to do this, but now you need to like pull yourself up by some kind of bootstraps and do this. Actually,
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it was always the boomers who were like, "Fucking, oh, you got your little college degree, huh? And go get a fucking job or whatever." And then to see the people in my generation, maybe a little bit older than me, saying like to like turn around and start pulling the ladder up behind them and be like, "Hey, manager at Panda Express pays $70,000 a year." I'm like, you got none of it. We're never going to get anything done if we just keep doing this, having the same conversations over and over again.
Yeah,
it's like, what world do you live in that you think that's even? It's somebody who's never actually worked food, like a fast food job or any sort of service job like that.
Yeah,
where they in their mind they're like, just go be a manager of a Panda Express. I'm like, first off, that'll take you years to do, and you're gonna get dog walked the entire time you're doing that.
I gotta not only do I have to learn it and take years and work my way up, I have to not kill myself. I have to have the mental fortitude not to end it all, not to flip out, not to turn the tables over, not to come in and shoot the restaurant up.
Yeah, that's why those jobs have such a high turnover, is because everybody that goes and works there is like, they're paying you like $8 an hour.
Don't have a relationship with anybody there so that we break up and I have to watch her fuck the other busboy every day when I'm at work.
They pay you $8 an hour so that you can get abused and just completely overworked and treated like dog shit. That like, if any person who has any modicum of respect for themselves is just go, yeah, I guess I could just find another job that pays $8 an hour. Why would I keep doing this?
What they should have said is, and this is what maybe you and Sal should do, dude. Get jobs at Buc-ee's, dude. Every time I go to Buc-ee's, dude, they got signs up like managers making 150K, dude.
Yeah, and
But they have like different tiers, dude. You guys would be pretty good Buc-ee boys,
I'm
dude.
sure the workload and the demand and just the amount of bullshit that comes with that is, commiserate with the pay. Like every time I go to,
you're in the back, dude. You got like a butcher's thing on. You're covered in blood from making brisket. Sal's got a beaver's head under his arm. He's smoking a cigarette, talking to you.
Every time I've ever gone to Buc-ee's, one of my dumbass like relatives is always looking at that sign like, can you believe they start you at like $18 an hour here? And I go, the mountain of horse shit that pay comes with. Yeah. Dude, a convenience store that's starting you at nearly $20 an hour is going to absolutely crack the fucking whip on you. Yeah. These people look like they're all miserable. They're like this is the best paying job that any one of these louts could find, these uneducated waterheads. And that what that comes with is just, strapping on the shackles of the beaver. Yeah. Allowing yourself to be shackled by the beaver. So what is this?
All right, so we got to look at this. I'm going to play this for you in a second. Sorry. I know this might not be extremely Christian or whatever, but I just thought that people had to see this because this is a new breed. I don't know if you guys, if you're watching on your phone, audio listeners, you want to get on the video for this. And if you're watching on your phone,
I saw glimpses of this.
So let's play it once through and let you get a feel for it, and then let's go back and you can go. We'll watch it again.
All right.
This is the police speaking. Paging Dr. Beat. Emergency. Paging Dr. Beat. Emergency. Paging Dr. Beat.
So,
you can see it from the back. Go babies, go babies, go babies, go babies. My name is Jeff.
So what we're watching here is
she's one of the ones that's like teetering on normal.
Yeah, this is not only is she teetering on normal, but like she's got like you almost can't tell. Like she's almost tricking me. Like if I wasn't for the comments, it's like, is she just a little bit Asian? You know what I mean? She got a little mongoloid in there. She doesn't look like a Down syndrome one.
Right.
And then her personality is she's not eating any candy. This is one of the candy free. Right. But it's just funny because then it is true because you don't see many handsome ones. You see the bodybuilder one, but the Jeff guy at the end being like the regular Down syndrome guy.
By the way, shout out to 22 Jump Street. It is fun. It's a good movie. It's a good sequel. It's funny. But yeah, she definitely looks. I mean, because it is a spectrum. Yeah, and so that it's like, yeah, we've all seen the ones that are like, need handlers, they need chaperones, and they can't really take care of themselves. We've seen those, but then there's some that just got a little touch of it. Yeah, they got a little a little bee sting of Downs.
So do you think Jake Flores was just the head of the curb? Like we're gonna be fucking Down syndromes allegedly in the future? Because like the comments are wild, dude. Like this is this guy's real photo. This is not
trying to get handy.
This is him and his This is him. This is him and his like family in that photo. Yeah. And then only Downs. Like it is just crazy that she figured. I mean, she must be really young because once she hits like 26, the nerd candies are going to kick in on this one.
Michael Hall makes a good point. She's no more retarded than an average woman.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so she's doing this, right? This is my thing in the background, right? Like, of course, we're going to sit here and objectify her. So I apologize to the ladies that are tuning in, but also somebody's helping her film this, right?
Yeah, this is being enabled. Yeah,
Yeah, like she's got a handler here that's like, okay, hot Downsy sister or whatever.
Girl with disability can also be hot.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
what she put.
Yes, yes.
So she is like trying to lure men. She's a Downs succubus.
Yes, yeah, she's trying to tempt you in, dude.
She's a
It's,
suck you short bus.
and she knows that every guy wants a retarded wife. So she has an extra pair of reasons to extra chromosome.
I think every guy wants a woman that'll cook a nice meal, not like cook a roast full of pennies and candy canes and buttons.
So anyway, so my point with this is, if you have a Down syndrome person like doing this, that's like, and it's kind of like acceptable and you can't say anything, and like they're kind of like legitimately like retarded, you know what I mean, in the scientific term of it.
Mhm.
It's like, is this what like TikTok and the thing just does to women?
Yes.
Like it's in their genetics. Like they don't have to go out and do this. Like if a man isn't slapping their hand, if you just give a Down syndrome woman the internet long enough, she will eventually create an OnlyFans. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
where
like
this is
those.
headed.
Yeah, it's like those experiments where they have like two different groups of like primates,
Yeah.
and they give one group like some form of currency, and the other group none, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like and they eventually like develop capitalism on their own.
Or I
they
heard they
start
gave male monkeys bananas and they didn't give the female monkeys bananas, and then eventually, like immediately, the male monkeys start trading bananas for sex.
yeah, something like that. So yeah, that's sort of like it's just like a primal. It's a genetic.
Yeah.
That if you give a woman, if you give a mouse a cookie, or if you give a woman a smartphone, she'll start trying to siphon all the money and attention out of dudes with their body.
Yeah.
Even a Downs woman,
Yeah. Sorry. This is why I feel like so much went on this week. Roseanne released that song with John McDonald too.
Yeah, I've never seen something that I wanted to leave on mute more than that. Like that music video keeps popping up on my feed.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, I'm not listening to this. I'm not hitting play. I don't want to know what this sounds like.
So if you take it as just like they got number 2, they might have hit number 1 in the Billboards.
I think they did hit number 1.
They really know how to do that independently for the most part. Work the algorithm, work people's outrage or whatever. But if you watch the video and you don't take it seriously, like some people are taking it seriously, you take it as a joke.
Right.
It's kind of funny. Like, and it's kind of funny in a weird meta way when you watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny in like a, I don't know how to. It's funny in a way where it's like to watch the downfall of Roseanne, to watch her like continue to spiral into the abyss. I guess it was funny, but it is that dude.
It's also funny. She's dressed in jeans and stuff, and she's shaking her ass like a rap thing, and he's slapping her ass. But it's like, they're not trying to pretend like she's actually attractive. She knows she's old, disgusting, and gross. It's just funny that she's the rap chick in the video.
You and I are both of an age where you were probably like in your formative years as it was airing, Roseanne.
Yeah,
but then when I was a teenager, it's still I don't know if it had ended yet. I mean, it definitely had ended at that point. Like they had already had the finale and all that.
Yeah,
but it was still heavy in rotation. Like, I remember like growing up as a teenager that like a lot of nights were spent watching Nick at Night or TV Land and watching Roseanne, like just back to back to back episodes of Roseanne. So it was like it was like my some of my as a kid who was also raised by TV to some degree. Some of the best nights of my life were spent watching Roseanne.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about family, a lot about love, a lot about parenthood, and
It was kind
you
of
know,
I liked the Brady's, I liked the Cosby Show, and then I liked Roseanne, all for kind of the same reason and different reasons. Like I like that family atmosphere and how they dealt with problems. But it's like related more to Roseanne.
yeah,
And the Cosby Show is like, oh, look at this rich doctor in a sweater. Let's see how he deals with his kids.
yeah. Like Roseanne was like it was a very funny show, but it was also
Yeah.
like one of the more like human sitcoms where it was
Yeah.
like a blue collar broke ass family who
Yep.
fought with each other constantly, but like Dan was still just like this very he was still like a very much a
Yep.
patriarch of the family.
But
Like
they still did like a moral thing every week around the
yeah,
comedy. Some shows are just straight comedy. They did like a little bit lesson. It was one of the I mean, all the shows kind of did that, but there was also a lesson, kind of like South
yeah.
Park woven
Yeah, I mean,
into it.
Roseanne was also it was definitely one of those sitcoms that would have like long stretches within an episode, or maybe an entire episode that was not even funny, where it was
Yeah.
just like something devastating had happened, or they were
Yeah,
fighting.
Jackie's getting beat up by her
Yeah.
boyfriend. And
They would have like very like super serious episodes. Yeah,
yeah, you tuned in. You're like, man, I had a hard week, but luckily I can tune on Roseanne. And it's just like Dan leaves the house to go beat up Jackie's boyfriend because whatever. In the
yeah,
whole episode, it's like a bummer. Yeah,
yeah. But I watched a lot of Roseanne as a kid, so it was like very pivotal television for me, very formative.
I can picture
And
you related to Danny.
I do. I related to Dan just to see to have that kind of fat guy,
Yeah,
not just fat guy representation, but also realistic fat guy representation.
yeah,
Where it wasn't fat guy hot wife. It was
yeah.
fat guy Roseanne.
Yeah.
It's like okay,
Yeah. This will probably be my life. Let's tune in and see.
yeah. It's like okay, this actually sets like a pretty realistic metric for what my life will be.
Yeah, and I have 3 kids that kind of hate me, and like
Yeah,
I'll have to deal with them.
Because at that same time, when I was that age, one of the shows that was like airing was King of Queens, which was a total fantasy where it was Kevin James and Leah Remini. In what universe? In what world? So you need to
And he's a UPS guy.
Yeah.
Like,
So
if he owns a business or something, like you can kind of believe Modern Family because the cabinet business is doing so well that he's like rich, so he gets Sophia.
right.
But you're like, okay, yeah, she needed a green card and a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah.
But like King of Queens was just a complete fairy tale. I might as well be watching like Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
So I needed Roseanne to ground me. I need Roseanne to say, no, this is probably closer to reality.
So I'm just thinking about something. Is part of Family Guy where Peter's fat and Lois is skinny and hot, playing on the fact that it's so funny that that's how it's always set up? Or are they just doing it because that's what the formula was?
That's playing on the old sitcom trope of like fat husband, like dainty hot wife.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's like such a common dynamic in sitcoms that like Roseanne actually was groundbreaking, where it was like fat husband, fat wife.
Yeah. Even The Simpsons, Homer gets like fatter over the years. It has some but they even make Marge with their crazy ass hair have a hot body.
Yeah,
and like these yellow people with 4 fingers, they even do fat husband, hot wife.
Yeah. So Roseanne was a big deal, and then to see her just like descend into madness has been it's been disappointing, and it feels very much like honestly, because we just lost David Lynch. David Lynch's dad. It does feel in the same way that like the 3rd season of Twin Peaks makes you feel, where it's like, oh yeah, like nothing stays the same. Like you can never return home.
Yeah,
They never
it's
go
that,
back.
It's that David Thoreau quote about returning home to his childhood home. And he thought, I long for my childhood home until I return, and then I realized I long for my boyhood or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's sort of like Roseanne is just this constant reminder that, you know, my youth and what's been has been, you know, that's all in the past, and you can just never return to those to that time, to those days, you know.
Well, I saw her in Vegas at Skankfest, and it was a little bit surreal because this is like her third time back, or maybe fourth, not to Skankfest, like in the world of like circulation. So she was big. She kind of disappeared. The show went back. She gets canceled for supposedly being on Ambien, and I thought the bitch was white.
Yeah.
And like I did too. Like I believe her when she said that, and I thought the comparison was good. It's funny.
the joke
is hilarious.
the joke she told is kind of funny.
Yeah,
and she does look kind of white, but
and,
it is.
And what's crazy is what she got in trouble for back then is everyday Twitter now. Like you can find 3,000 comments the last 10 minutes of what the same joke.
Yeah, but I feel like anybody with such a huge profile, a show, on like primetime ABC.
But she's a comedian.
I know that, but I'm saying like she's under such scrutiny being like on a network sitcom.
They probably wanted to get rid of her, so they were looking for a way to cancel her, because if they wanted to keep her, they would have.
Yeah. By the way, but the show, by the way, I looked it up recently. The show is still on.
The Connors, no one gives a fuck.
And Dan smashed the upgrade button because his wife on the show now is played by Katie Seagal. So now he's married to Peggy Bundy.
Whoa, they got two worlds collide. What happened to Al, dude? And then, Al married Sophia Vulgaria.
Sophia Vulgaria.
Whatever her name is.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I'm one of those like Gen X / boomers that like when your granddad has no idea what anybody's name is anymore. And I used to make fun of them, but you got to actually appreciate, because I honestly do not give a fuck to remember anybody's name. They don't mean anything to me. I'm finally at the point where you just don't give a fuck anymore.
Oh yeah. I'm autistic, so it locks in immediately. I remember all the details.
I think I'm dyslexic. Like names and like spelling, the letters like all jumbled in my head when I'm trying to like figure it out.
But yeah, I couldn't believe that like the show is still going, and they have long.
Is it called The Connors now?
It's called The Connors.
Yeah.
And they have long forgotten about Roseanne. She's a distant memory at this point.
Dude, they fucked her off in the worst way too. Like she was a drug addict that died popping pills.
Yeah, so I did watch, because when it came back as Roseanne, I watched the first season and I was actually like pretty surprised. Like it was actually decent the way they were handling bringing it back and implementing all the like topics of the day, where it's you know, one of the fucking what's the Darla or Darlene? Darlene's see, I can't remember names. Darlene's kid is like non-binary or some shit.
Yeah.
And DJ's married to a black lady.
That part I knew. Did they bring back David? Or he couldn't do it after Big Bang because he was so rich?
I think they did. I think they did bring back David.
Yeah.
I think he's like a deadbeat dad. I think like him and Darlene are no longer together, but he's still like in their lives because he's
so maybe because he's made so much, he's like, look, I'll sign on, but you can't put me in the show full time.
Yeah,
like okay, we'll figure it out.
And then they brought back first Becky as Becky. So the first, remember, like
I think she was the cuter of Becky's, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Gifted 5 Cornfed memberships. Thank you.
Look, I want you guys to know something. I do this show out of the goodness of my heart, and I do it because it's just fun. So none of the proceeds go to me. This is all going to Dalton.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
If you're not giving super chats because you think I got rich on Trump coin in DeFi, rest assured I don't get any of this money. I do this to support
Yeah, Donald
Dawn.
Trump
All the
stole
money here
all
will
of my
go
money last
straight to
night.
Dawn. So bring the
Yeah.
super chats on.
I was doing well. Like I was making money. In fact, I was like doing really well swing trading different Trump coins before he made an official Trump coin. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'd put like an initial like $90 into Trump coin. It was just a coin called
Yeah.
Trump coin, and then I made a ton of money on that. Not a ton, but I pulled like $200 profit out of that, and was left a moon bag. And so then I took that 200 and then put 100 of that into one just called Donald J. Trump, and then that one was doing well. So I took 200 out of that, and then took 100 from that and put it in the MAGA coin, and that was doing well. So like all of the like what started with $90 is now I've pulled profit out of all of it. I've got moon bags for each one.
Nice.
And I'm doing like it's all doing well. All my bags are starting to do well. And then
Magaverse was the one that all the alpha that I listened to, all the content creators were like Magaverse all week.
There's so many. It's just like you just have to kind of throw darts and figure out.
Well, you start realizing like they're all just trying to shill to you.
Yeah,
so you can become liquidity.
Yeah. Oh, nice. $9.99 from Drew Huntley. Moo aside, Moo dang. Poppy is in town. America's a baby hippo cousin of Moo named Poppy. Shout out Mocha Dog. Thank you, Drew Huntley.
Hell yeah, got
it all in there. To Coors Light. But yeah, dude. So yeah, all my bags, because like everything was bouncing back. Like Scottie Pippen called it. Because like the crypto market took a dump last week. And Scottie Pippen, who is now like a crypto prophet for some reason, like posted. He said, "Hey, look, they want your crypto. Don't let them shake you out. This is a bear trap. It's all going to bounce back.
Yeah,
we're heading for a bull run. Don't sell them your crypto, right?
Yeah,
I'm buying more Bitcoin." Scottie Pippen said.
Yeah,
and he was absolutely correct. It all came back. Everything went back. And then even. And Solana was still like under 200, right? So it was like it dropped down like 180 and it was coming back, it was like 195. And all my meme bags were doing well. And then like I set my phone down, I'm working. The next time I pick my phone up, everything's bleeding out. All my meme bags, I'm hemorrhaging. All the fucking memes are gutted. And I go, what happened? And then I see like Solana is like jumped up to like $260. So like Solana itself has jumped, but then all my memes are shitting the bed. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm not laughing at your. I guess I am laughing at the bad, but it's always like you tweeting out like, I can't believe this is you're turning into Jelly Roll. You're like, my bags are full, man. I can't believe it's just only one God beloved. I can't believe this is my life.
Dude, praise be
I'm bleeding. My bags are dying. Everybody help. Send me help. I need money.
Yeah. So then I saw, and then I look at social media and I see that Trump launched an official meme coin. So everybody, not just people that do crypto, just like everyone is now trying to. People are trying to figure out how to even buy.
Chrissy Mayer and her like retarded group of girls are like Trump coin, and like everybody's just buying in now.
Yeah. So
like, it's dropped down to. I don't think it's dropped down to like our mothers, but it's gotten down to like Chrissy Mayer and like the midget that she hangs
It's
out
getting
with.
to where I'm getting DMs from like random people being like, "How do I buy a meme coin?
Yeah.
Like, how do I even do this?" I'm like, "Don't."
Yeah, welcome to my world. Well, everybody at the poker room knows that I do like DeFi for a living, and so like they ask me here and there, but then like when the bull market run, I couldn't even go to the poker room and enjoy myself because everybody's like, "Hey, I'm in crypto too now." I was like, "Oh, that's great." And like, yeah, I bought like a bunch of XRP. It's like, good. I'm happy for you. It's not really what I do, but yeah. And then like they just keep going and going, and they're telling me all the different coins. And then I'm like, I should just go home and sell everything right now because like this is the top. If all these idiots are telling me like that they're getting in, and so like once you start receiving those messages in your inbox, like to like be careful right now. This is like the greed greed capital.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
greed
mean,
versus fear.
retail is in. They say, I mean, it's whatever. Who knows what's going to happen? XRP is doing well. Like you
No,
probably should.
it
You probably
will.
should. You probably should get in on it, dude. It's like
No, you should. Those are good long holds. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like these guys that don't care anything about it, like when it's a downtrend, like when they could have been stacking XRP at 55 cents, now that it's $3, they're like, let's buy XRP. And it's like, you're all buying at the top. And then when it goes back down, everybody's going to take from you. And you're going to be everybody's liquidity on a larger year. It's just like the meme coins.
yeah,
Like
I don't
coins
even
go
look.
quick.
I notice it when it jumps. Like it jumped up to like way over $3 this last week. So I started getting notifications from Ledger that was happening. I was like, oh, nice. But
you guys got in early. You got it under $1.
my initial buy was about 55 cents.
Yeah.
And then as it initially started running, I bought in more. And so my average cost for like my whole bag is like $1.50.
Yeah.
And it's at like $3.30 now. So I'm way up.
Yeah. And that's going to continue to go up. I don't think XRP is going to survive in the long run of the crypto world. It may. I've been so wrong about it, so I don't really make those predictions. But I wrote, not that anybody cares, but I wrote a bunch of negatives about XRP over like the past like couple weeks or about past week, and then I had ChatGPT turn it into an article for me and Grammarly check it. But there's a lot of stuff like they can freeze the contracts with XRP. They can do a lot of manipulation. It's not like a true decentralized currency.
Sure.
But there is a lot of
I'm
money
holding
to
it
be
until
made.
I can sell it and be rich.
Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like I wouldn't pull the profits out now or anything like that, but like I just don't think it's going to be. It's third right now. I don't think that XRP is going to be. Maybe it is because maybe it's going to be the new.
I'm about to ban this motherfucker. I'm not. But I have some Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just, it's like gold. It's just like, yeah, it's a good store of value, I guess. It doesn't work. It doesn't do what they say it does. It doesn't like function as like the thing they say it should do.
I don't even pay attention to these guys.
I know it's annoying because it's like, yeah, I guess that's good advice if you have like enough money to buy Bitcoin, but for people who are looking to actually like make significant gains, that at this point that's not really good advice. It's just it's like a decent store of value, I guess, but it doesn't work. It doesn't even function the way it says it does. Honestly, Solana is actually probably like one of the more efficient crypto. Like Solana actually does what they say it does. Like what Bitcoin says it does.
Bitcoin
Solana
Cash
actually does.
Bitcoin Cash is actually Bitcoin, and that's why Roger Ver is currently being held in prison and jail, and probably going to be put in jail because he's the face of Bitcoin, and he took over actual Bitcoin white paper. And he revoked his U.S. citizenship 10 years ago, did it all legally, paid a ton of taxes, and they still trying to expedite him or whatever. What's it called when they take you out of a country?
Extradite.
Is it? Oh, yeah. He's in a Spanish prison right now being held because America's trying to put him in jail for tax evasion that he paid taxes on. But now Bitcoin's gone up so much they want more taxes, even though he renounced his citizenship a decade ago. But the reason they don't like him is because Bitcoin Cash is actually Bitcoin. It's cheap. It's easy to use. It's versatile. You can text it to somebody and they can get the money just like Venmo or PayPal. But if you gifted it to somebody and they don't get it after 30 days and they don't receive it, it would go back into your wallet. So they have a lot of like infrastructure done. And if you go to Latin America, you can spend it at restaurants and stuff like that for food, and you're not paying huge gas fees because the blocks are bigger. Right. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, you're right. It's I don't know. I'm to the point with all this stuff that I wanted to talk to somebody about cryptocurrency so bad because I felt like I was on an island alone. And now that it's become so big, I'm like, I don't want to talk about crypto anymore. I want to talk about
Uh-oh.
funny stuff.
Hold on.
We lost Dalton.
Hold on, I'll be right
entertain you
back.
guys. I'll have to entertain you guys. So, Dalton, what would you say is the best feature about yourself?
We are racist. Nick.
Oh.
Well, I guess I need to get a new computer. I don't know why this keeps happening. Yeah, but Bitcoin is gay. Bitcoin was like it's the first one. It's the one that it's got everybody all mystified. So it has like all the, it has a ton of value because people believe in it.
It's been corrupted though by the CIA and the government and infiltrated.
Have you seen that that great schizo post that breaks down like the etymology of Satoshi Nakamoto?
The one about the Japanese or the one about the surveillance, but intelligent agency in reverse.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess for anybody who's just looking for something to like a sort of akin to like the old advice of like just put your money in the S&P 500, right?
Yeah.
You can just buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to actually not only invest but gain like have like a utility, which is what is the whole point, I guess. It seems like your Bitcoin Cash does what you say it does. Solana seems to actually function as a like a cryptocurrency. It's very fast, efficient.
The problem with Solana is that it's been pretty much taken over by meme coins because of that. So there's a lot of like there's a lot of that in the community. I like base chain. I've been using a ton of stuff on the base chain, which is like an Ethereum branch off. And my coin to watch is Arrow. And I mean, I make so much money. I collect all my fees on one of my DeFi accounts in Arrow, and it fluctuates so much that I can collect the fees. And if they're like at $1, I hold them, and they usually go up to $1.50, and then I'll sell them. And so like, not only do I make the fees, it fluctuates so much. So Arrow fluctuates between $1 and $1.50. So there's a lot of leverage to even like kind of trade it short term. I wouldn't recommend trading like day trading. But that coin, I got in at that coin at like 25 cents and it's up around 135 today. And
you day trade, day trade memes, dude.
I've been looking into it, but I've been working with Troy.
Now is the time actually, because
Amazon, so
everything just shit the bed so hard. Now is the time to buy memes because everything's just bottomed out. So
yeah,
when this Trump coin, when everybody takes profits or he rugs or whatever's going to happen with it, all this liquidity is going to go back into everything else. And so they say the bear market is where millionaires are made.
I don't think he'll rug it.
That would be funny if he did.
But if he does, there was so many hair jokes going around for him about the rug.
That would be fun. The funniest thing he could do would be to rug this coin.
Lame duck president, and he just rugs the coin, dude.
Oh, dude.
And like, here's the thing: he wouldn't get away with that much right now, because even though the market cap's so big, they own so much of it that the sheer them pulling out of the market would collapse the market.
Right.
So what they would have to do, and like I said, that 86 point whatever number hasn't moved, which means the original locked up wallets have not sold or bought anything since inception. But what they would do is they would slowly buy out as the market went up.
Yeah.
And so they could pull slowly, so they'd be exit liquidity.
The best case scenario, and I've said, and I'm like, I'm speaking as somebody who's like only within the last year gotten into all of this. I've learned. I'm more knowledgeable than when I started doing.
Only 6% of the planet is familiar with crypto, and 0.1% does DeFi, but go on.
Right. But this was something I just was like thinking about
Yep.
in regards to meme coins. Like as I was trying to like conceptualize them, is that like because you see a lot of these like crypto influencers share this sentiment that like meme coins are the future of finance.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But
It's funny because that statement itself is a meme.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you like zoom out to like the entire world of finance and you try to like wrap your head around it, you do start to see that like it's all memes anyway.
Yeah.
And I think like Trump launching this meme coin and millions of dollars going into it, and just everybody like like grandmothers are like, how do I buy Trump coin?
Yeah.
It does make meme coins more real. It gives them more validity. And so that that was something I was like thinking about, like, okay, so what's the next step after like all the farts and squirts and doo-doo coins and all that? Like, what actually happens with this? Like, where's this going? Because as it is, it's not. It's the Wild
These
West.
are the things you have to ponder. You wake up in the
things-
morning, you get your coffee, you look out the window, and you say, "Ah, man, when doo-doo coin's over, where's the world going to be?"
Where are we going after doo-doo
slow
coins?
sip of your coffee.
Yeah, but this was I tried like explaining this to Robbie, but Robbie already, I guess, just already has enough money, or I don't know, he just doesn't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
But the use case that I can envision for meme coins is just like an alternative to the stock market, where you go like a company or whatever entity can create a meme coin and just basically say like, this is how you can invest in whatever it is I do.
I mentioned this to you guys a while ago, and Robbie knew the guy. It's that comedian. He does a podcast now with an ex porn star that's like my age. She's actually pretty good looking though. His name's Brett something, and he originally started a meme coin called Brett Coin, and now there's another Brett Coin on Base Chain. But he had an original meme coin. And basically, he would go around on podcasts in a tuxedo and shill his Brett Coin and say, "Hey, look, I have this Brett Coin. You can buy some of it here. Go to this address. I'm going to try to be a famous comedian, screenwriter, and movie producer. And as that happens, I'm going to be using this money, but the price of this coin will go up as people know me. And if you get in early, you'll get to have a part of your knowing me." And I was talking to this earlier today saying, like I watched, and you probably did too, you watched Shane Gillis start Matt and Shane Secret podcast, be on Real Ass Podcast, like as a guest.
Yeah.
Way back in the beginning. And now he's super rich, super famous. He's maybe the most recognizable comedian on the planet right now.
He might end up being the most famous person of all time.
Yeah. And imagine he had a meme coin and you got in on the ground level, you would be able to share a little bit in his success because you supported him in the beginning. And it would be supported on your trust and belief in Shane Gillis. So you'd be able to like you were saying, you would be able to treat individuals as a stock, and it would be their reputation that you trusted in, that you put the money in there. And so like Hawk Tour ruined her reputation. She can never come back and make another meme coin.
No.
Now, Elon doesn't have his own meme coin, but he has Doge, which he's kind of like locked on to the Doge community. And he said, I bought a lot of Doge. I let you buy Teslas and Doge because I think it would be funny that the irony would be that the most popular used cryptocurrency would actually start as a joke. Now we have Trump coin. And if Elon starts using Doge on X, Trump could start using Trump coin to pay creators on True Social.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could buy swag at a discount and you could only use that coin. And now it starts kind of getting a utility to it.
Yeah.
Which is wrapped in community. But if you're not going to leave that community, then you don't care. If you think there'll always be a community for that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's for any meme coin to succeed. It's all about the community.
Yeah. So now that we've primed you guys up, we're launching Cornfed, and we guys get your mother's credit cards, and we're gonna need you to punch this in.
Download the Phantom wallet.
If you get in first, if you're under 18, we need you to download the thing, get your mother's credit card.
That's the funniest thing about the Trump coin is it still has to go through the whole whatever the process of being a meme coin. So just the amount of people who are just like don't even know how to buy it, or they're just like, how do I even do this? Like, how do I buy this thing?
So when I saw it first tweeted out, I was like, his account can't possibly be hacked. And if it was, Elon would have instantaneously fixed this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, should I throw $1,000 into fucking Trump coin?
Definitely should have.
Like last night when it was like 425 or something when I found it.
Dude, you would it's like $27 right now.
Yeah. And so I was like, nah, dude, it's fucking dumb. I don't do meme coins. And it's probably not him anyways, and whatever. So I woke up in the morning and I was like, let's see this dumb rug. What happened with this dumb rug? And at like 4 a.m. and it was like 19 or $20. And I was like, whatever. It's going to get rugged today. And like last I checked, I think it's $33 whenever we pulled it up.
Yeah. Everybody that just like they had the same thought you and I did is just so fucking mad at themselves now. Cause it's like, I could be rich. Well, if I just taken everything and put it into this.
Yeah, it only went up like 500%, but so like 1,000 would have made you like 8,000 probably.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. That's what I don't get. I don't understand. I guess because there's so many insiders on it. Like by the time that tweet went out, it probably was already at $1 billion market cap.
Yeah.
So
all you gotta do is like, so if it was at like, so you just divide it out. It's easier if like it was $1, but if I put 1,000 in and they were $4 a piece, that would have been 250 coins that I would have owned.
Yeah.
So then when it goes up to like whatever, you multiply that new number by the 250 coins you had. So it's not like if I put in what's 500% of 1,000, it doesn't work out to like $5,000. It works out to probably like 7, almost 8, like between 75 and 8. Somebody else can do the math for you, whatever. I don't know exactly why it works like that either, but I just know from over the years when you multiply it out. But anyways, the thing that's crazy to me is the amount of people that figured out how to buy this. And then I was like, it's global. So how many of these are like North Korean kids? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I don't know how, because there's so many of these coins that they launch. Like you see the announcement, and it's already, to a lesser degree than Trump coin, but there's a lot of coins that by the time you even see the announcement, it's already at like $1 million market cap. So
I don't understand where all the money's coming from.
I don't, dude.
I'm turning into Sebastian,
dude. The guy, this annoying piece of this annoying twat in the chat did make a good point earlier that maybe there is a side.
I ignore everybody. I only look at Lola Lady and Frit, aka Tiffany.
Yeah, the
and Drew Huntley. Tonight. But I only look at the lovely ladies, and then I look at Drew.
But maybe it is a psyop. Maybe
I got a crush on John Castle too, friend of the show.
Yeah, I don't know where the money. I don't know what's going on. I know that there's money to be made and there's money to be lost. You gotta lose money to make money.
I'm still not sure it's not bot algorithms that are just taking advantage of us. It's like a dead internet theory. I think I explained this to you before. Is like all the meme coins are run by the same algorithm, and every time you put money in there, they just take it from you.
Yeah. Well, I think
people,
if you're
like that one OnlyFans chick that supposedly made 42, they let a couple people win so they can make some YouTube videos about it, so that you get tricked into thinking you can make it too.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're if you play it smart and you're a little more discerning with like how you buy, like, because like I can be a bit of a DJ, and so I can like just pull the trigger real quick on some dumb shit, and then that doesn't work. But if you actually like scroll through decks and do your research and make like more measured and investments in the meme coins, that can pay off. The trick is actually holding on to your profits. So like what you want to do is, like, if the tendency is like, okay, I just made profit on this one, time to rotate into another meme coin, and then you take some profit, put it into another one, and then that one just shits the bed. You lose all the money you made.
So I've been researching some of the stuff, and the way the guys do it is like they track the wallets, they look at a new project, they check to see if this is a repeat project with similar wallets and devs or similar Twitter accounts that are changing the names. And like once it fits all that, and they do the audit and all that stuff, then they buy in. And then they might not buy another coin for a while because they can't find anything else that meets the good criteria. Like, oh, this is going to be a rug, this is going to be a rug, this is going to be a rug. So for me, if I were to make money on a meme coin that I researched like that and pulled out, I would immediately be able to take that money and then go put it into my lending platform, and it's sitting there until I found a new meme coin, in which case I could take it out.
See, you're not built for the trenches, as they say.
I know.
What you should be doing.
I have like 25 meme coins on base because people send me these coins when they're built, and I watch them, and they don't make any money, dog.
No, nothing on base chain and nothing on Ethereum. I don't think anything other than Solana coins are actually. Other than like Pepe is doing well because it was like early. So
yeah, and Brettcoin did really well. I got into Brettcoin early. I made some money on Brettcoin, which is a meme coin on base.
Yeah,
but it was the absolute first meme coin made on base.
The best feeling is like going on Pump Fund and throwing like $20 at something when it's still at like a $10,000 market cap. So like you get 1 million of them, and then it actually.
You're like
spins and it bonds, and then it keeps, and then like you flip $20 and like $2,000 and still don't sell and round trip it back to zero.
This is why it's called crypto Christians, because you're like, you get 1 million of them and then you lay in bed and you say, dear God, please send this to $1 like Farcoin. I'll never ask you for anything ever again. And you wake up in the middle of the night and it's at $980,000 and you just watch it go all the way back down to zero.
Yeah. That's what you do. You
don't even sell when
you turn $20 into hundreds of thousands of dollars and then take it right back to zero.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. And I was saying this to Troy about you is like, I just support him doing this, even though it's degenerate, because my conservative thing is making me slowly make me money. But like the very same personality that Dalton has that he's willing to risk it all might be the same one that makes him hit a $250,000 meme coin.
Yeah, I haven't.
The only thing that I'd be worried about is that same personality would make you lose that 250 like within another month, and you would be on suicide watch. We would literally have to be calling
I have not lost money on meme coins. I lost more in the stock market.
Yeah.
As far as meme coins go, I haven't lost anything. I just can't seem to hold on to any profits.
Yeah, but you have a lot of bags out there now. So if any of those meme coins ever reactivate,
there's a few that I got in while they were on Pump Fund before they even bonded and made it onto Dex.
Yeah,
Radium, and then they have the Dex screener that I am like bullish on. Like there's one that's like an AI agent called Pringle the Duck.
Yeah, and
it's like a little cartoon duck that has a AI Twitter account that posts like very like what was the word motivational updates and positive thinking kind of things.
Yeah,
and that one's starting to like move because like I bought in on that one while I was on Pump Fund, like 2 million of them, so $40, right?
And so you're following him on Twitter then,
yes.
I suppose.
And then you retweet it.
You retweet. So people are like, oh, wait, this big influencer Dalton from Cornfed that has 10, he loves this duck guy. He's like, oh, I love this duck guy. We should make a meme called Donald Trump duck.
Yeah, I think there is. I think there is a Donald Duck Trump coin. Yeah. But this, but the all the like all in the long run, like once this Trump thing shakes out,
No.
the the stuff that people say has like longevity are these like AI agent kind of things. Because there's a
Yeah.
few that I'm in on. Like I like that one, the duck, the Pringle the duck. There's another one that I'm in on called Neuroparanoid,
Yep.
which is like a schizophrenic AI agent that posts crypto updates.
Yep.
That was doing well until the Trump thing, and now it's that shit to bed.
Well, we talked about Goldcoin before already,
Yeah,
which was the AI that's talking to other AI in a room, and the AI got obsessed with goats, and then it bought goat meme coin, and now it's has like $23 million.
yeah.
They can't get it because it has the seed phrase. No one can get it, the money. So there's an AI bot out there that's richer than all of us from
Yes.
trading meme coins.
There's also a lot of like AI scams. Like I've gotten rugged on a few of these, but there's a few that
that's the other thing. Sorry, Jude Huntley. Sorry to interrupt.
What did Drew say?
Well, Danny Polachuk released Jubear. Danny Polachuk released a meme coin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Danny's back into crypto.
Yeah, but he released his own meme coin called Jubear. That's what I forgot to mention. That's why I was like, feel like this is the longest week since we've been back.
Dude, so much has happened.
Yeah.
I think like once money starts I think like after the inauguration, money's gonna start like rotating back in all these other things, and it'll all be fine. But dude, I got that like ruined my whole week. What happened last night?
What, the Trump thing?
Yeah, man, because like
because it pulled all the liquidity out of all the other projects.
Yeah, so like I mean, if I just had my money sitting in Solana, I'd actually be doing well.
Here's the thing. So I'm in Solana, and that's where my money's been parked, and it has been doing well. You guys have been really keeping the price up, and I appreciate that.
Dude, it jumped
it's back
up
over
lot.
$200. Yeah,
it's like way over 200 now. It fucking spiked yesterday. So yeah, I mean, but I think. But by the way, the one that's like been holding like really steady, that I really am happy about, that I'm bullish on, is the S&P 500, the shit and piss 500.
Yeah,
that one has not bottomed out. It's been holding a nice floor at around $200,000 market cap, and so I'm actually still up on that one technically. And so the community on the shit and piss 500 is strong.
Yeah,
that's a good investment.
I know we're not supposed to talk to the chat, but Pandatron on Saturday afternoons for the past like 3 weeks, I've been teaching Troy and another fan of the show. I don't know if he wants to be named, in Discord, how to do Amazon FBA. So you're welcome to join me in my Discord on Saturdays. Just message me and I can teach you how to make some extra money.
Yeah.
If you want to try and do Amazon selling. Yeah.
Oh, Pringle the duck just tweeted. It says the current value of Pringle is not reflective of its true potential. The world is just waking up to the fact that this is the most loved duck in crypto. Soon the haters will realize they underestimated us. Like, retweet.
So for those that don't know, is like an AI agent, or one type of AI agent, is basically like, remember when they made the Taylor Swift bot that ended up being anti-Semitic within 24 hours? So that's all an AI bot is. It's a programmed, but they program them very narrow. So like they don't go loose and start praising Hitler or anything again, like when they give them access to the internet. So this particular AI is just a Twitter account that's run by AI that does happy whatever, and you can interact with it. And because people like interacting with it, it's going to be shilling the coin or whatever. So the utility of that coin is this very subtle AI, but in the future, it could be more complex AI. It could be even like an AI trading bot that was making money, and you got into this agent early, and it's making money for itself, and you own the coin that it's making money for, and you're part of it. Yeah. Or whatever. It could open up an online digital business where it's selling like books or something, and you're in on it early, and it's self-running because it's an AI agent. Whatever extent could happen, like
it's
in
a
the future.
bold, it's a bold new era of schemes. Yeah, there's a lot of good
Well,
schemes.
it's not necessarily schemes, but like this is early technology. So like when DeFi first started and people trying to figure out lending and borrowing, whatever, it was it was like the wild west, and people were just stealing forever. Now they kind of got smart contracts and everything locked in, and now they're working on meme coins, and there's going to be a lot of theft in meme coins. But like now that Donald Trump and Elon both have like their own meme coin, I think it'll be more like, imagine, they say take the money out of politics. Well, instead of the people that run PACs right now, right? That, and we won't say who they are, but there's a group of people that run political PACs, and these political PACs pay whatever. It could be decentralized through whatever. So like when Trump was receiving his donations, like I think it was Trump the first time around, his donations were very small. They were like 10, 15, $20, which really showed you that like it was a community effort to get Trump elected. And then when you looked at Hillary Clinton, hers were all donors. It was like all like super PACs and stuff, giving thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And when she, even Harris, this past campaign where they were promoting donations, it was costing her more money to run the ads than donations that they were pulling in.
Right.
So
yeah, that was a total debacle. Her whole it was like $1 billion campaign that by the end of it, you go, where did this money go? Like you got $1 billion and
yeah,
you couldn't even get the popular vote.
When she ran against Biden, she got knocked out almost immediately with less than 1% of the vote in the primary. So the fact that he selected her was basically a DEI hire. You know what I mean? Like what Democrat would be like, I guess it's a black lady, but you got a police officer for black, like you hired a police officer that threw people in jail for marijuana,
right,
on the Democrat side. And then you're like, vote for her. And people are like, hell no. Like I hate cops, I hate pigs, and I like weed.
Yeah, I hate
so
women.
It's like, and
I'll be goddamn a woman.
I actually did see like somebody like Charlemagne or one of those guys talking about how like black men ain't voting for a black woman right now. They don't like black women. And like I was like, I didn't realize that. He's claiming that like, but it kind of makes sense that black men are upset with black women in the community. I just didn't really ever recognize it. But because I was like, well, white men don't really care for white women right now either, for the most part. So I just thought it was like a shift. But I guess it's a
white women are the worst.
Yeah.
Fucking the Bill Burr meme.
Oh yeah, Bill Burr. They're go hard on him, and they're making AI photos of him like curled up.
They get so mad at him about nothing. Like all the guys who are like, these are just jokes, everybody. All those same guys like Bill Burr just like riffs an idea on a talk show and they're like, man, fuck you, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
They're so mad at him for saying, I don't even, like, I don't know how much he even thought about what he was saying. Like, you know what I mean? He's just like,
he's just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And he's not pulling it off for half the crowd. Like, I think the problem is like Rogan and all those guys are trying to be smart sometimes on the show, and Bill Burr's there too. And then he
exposes what dipshits they are because he's willing to be humble and just admit like, I don't know anything.
He's like, yeah, I wanted to go to Whole Foods, so I wore the mask. You're pretending like it's rollerblades. Like we all wore them, and then one guy said they were gay, and we all pretended like we didn't. He's like, we all wore the masks, Joe. I wanted to go to Whole Foods, and I'm not a doctor. Are you a doctor? They told me I needed to wear it. I wore it. I don't ask questions. And so I kind of get that aspect of it, but I do see why people are kind of seeing him as like a little bit preachy on some of the stuff that he's trying to make a joke out of recently. All
the guys whose like entire careers now.
I don't really find Bill Burr that funny anymore. Yeah. But I haven't really like I just don't find even the stuff, the old Bill Burr, I really liked and I thought was funny.
Look,
But
he's
the
not
recent
he's
into
not as
mid recent,
funny.
I don't think he's that funny anymore.
He's not as funny as when he was unhinged and broke, for sure.
In some of this, I've said this probably too many times. I don't know if I've said it on here. Like when Chappelle gets rich, when Bill Burr gets rich, when Joe Rogan's rich or whatever, it makes doing comedy tough because unless you're Cat Williams, where like you're not really performing into an audience to build your thing. But if you're trying to talk to the audience to see if the joke works and go back and forth and change your joke so they laugh and change it, when they show up to a Bill Burr or a Dave Chappelle show, they're ready to laugh. So they're laughing at everything they say. So they don't really know where to fix their jokes. So I kind of blame some of the retards that show up to the shows.
I heard that was actually one of the reasons Steve Martin quit doing stand up, like early into his career. Actually, like, because he was a stand up comedian,
Yeah,
and as he was becoming the most famous guy on the planet, I read that he like decided to just stop doing stand up because he was so big that his audiences were just they were just like laughing at everything.
yeah.
It didn't feel like he was having to hone in anything or actually be clever or come up with funny jokes because they were just so stoked to see Steve Martin.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Did you watch the Steve Martin and Martin Short thing that they did together a couple of years back? It was actually really good.
I hear it's really good. Yeah,
I mean, it was like if you're ready for something completely different, like he brings the banjo out at one point. They sing a little bit. They make fun of one another.
They do like full.
They play back
vaudeville.
and forth. Yeah, it was really entertaining. I really liked it, and it might just be because it was been missing from comedy for so long, and it was wholesome.
Oh, just guys being silly,
just being silly, but it was also It was also very well written, almost like British comedy, but funny. Like British comedy, if it was funny, like when they have a premise and they dig into it and and you're like, okay, they got all the meat off the bone, and there's more, and there's more, and then it's turning back in like they're just going deep into a premise, and it's getting funnier and funnier,
right?
And you think it should lose steam, and it doesn't because it's so corny too. It's a very corny premise, but they just pull it off well with either like a mannerism or playing a fact that it's corny while they do it. I really liked it. I could have just been in a good mood.
For a guy that's so beloved as like a cornerstone of comedy, not Kill Tony, which Joe Rogan called the cornerstone of comedy. But I mean, Martin Short.
Did he legitimately say that?
He did say that about Kill Tony. The cornerstone of comedy. But I mean,
honestly, that might be one of the funniest things that Joe Rogan's ever said.
Yeah, but I mean, a guy, Martin Short is considered like an institution in comedy. Like he's so beloved and so funny,
so good
for a guy that is such a pivotal figure in comedy.
Yeah.
If you look through his filmography, he's mostly been in the most dog shit movies you've ever seen.
Well,
he barely did any good movies.
The Three Amigos, I've watched it to see if it held up. And like one time I watched it, I had a really good time. And the next time I watched it, I was like, this doesn't really hold up. And then I watched parts of it again. And I was like, oh, this is really funny.
Yeah.
So him and Chevy Chase did some good stuff together. Oh, and Martin's in that too. Yeah.
My Name Drew Huntley, Ladysmith, Black Man, Bonzo, and Mbube.
Is that a song?
Salam Alaikum. I don't know.
Is that a musical
request? Yeah, I mean, Martin Short's been in decent movies, but like more.
Oh wait, is that part of the Three Amigos?
I think that's the fourth Amigos. But I mean, Martin Short has been in more bad movies than good movies. He's been in a lot of really bad movies.
What some movies that he's in?
The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause.
This is a song from 7 years ago that he wants us to listen to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll pull that up here in a second. Let me see if I can verify what I'm saying, because I looked through his filmography recently, and it's a lot of bad movies, for sure. So if you,
here's it from 16 years ago. Maybe that's the original, but
let's
it
see,
doesn't have a
Martin,
good video.
and I mean, obviously, Jiminy Glick is genius. Like, Jiminy Glick's great. But if you look through, where is his filmography?
Drew, which one should we watch? The one from 7 years ago or the one from 16 years ago on YouTube?
Let's see. Three Amigos, Inner Space, The Big Picture, Captain Ron, Clifford, Three Fugitives,
Clifford. I don't remember Three Fugitives.
Father of the Bride.
I remember Father of the Bride.
That's a good movie. Mars Attacks. Actually, I like that movie.
Watch the one that's from 7 years ago.
Jungle to Jungle. He's been in a lot of bad movies. Well, I guess he's been in so much. Maybe I'm wrong. I think he's just been in like a ton of stuff. This is some good, some bad. What a career. But he is very much a brilliant comedian.
I'll put this in the chat. This is the original one from 16 years ago that Drew requested, but there's an updated 7-year-old video one that's live.
Oh, we gotta watch the thing
and I put it. Well, you did pay for it.
That's true. Well, folks, Cornfed Radio.
Cornfed Radio. Welcome to WKNI
GG 148.8. All right, this
home of the
Drew.
You're listening to Chirp Radio, home of the Chirp.
some Drew requested. So here we go. Some black fellas. It looks like.
So the other one's the live video, and this is just like something you would graduate high school with, like.
Yeah. Well, let's watch whatever this is. Lady Smith, Black Mambazo, Boobe.
She shut, move it, we move it, we move it, we move it, move it, we move it.
So Drew is with us in Troy this morning. We interviewed one of my friends who's from Kenya. So we did 3 hours with a Kenyan libertarian. Is this the opening song to the bobsled thing with John Candy?
I don't know what this
You know, when you were watching Ernest and you were saying they don't have any more movies like Ernest where it's like cartoony.
Yeah.
I was like, Dalton has never seen a Bollywood movie then, because every Bollywood movie is like five guys running up on one side of a log with shields, and then somebody jumps on the other log and they get thrown into the air over the wall and fight everybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've seen some of that stuff. Yeah. But I mean, here in the Hollywood system, we don't get a lot of like movies that exist in like a heightened cartoonish reality. So just hear me out. I got a little bit of conspiracy. We're a minute 38 in, right? So if you guys tuned in, you guys should go back if you haven't seen it already. Watch this week's The Crowder Boys, starring Dalton Pruitt, Robbie Goodwin, and Crackamico, everybody's favorite Wigger, America's Wigger sweetheart. So they talked about and they went over and they reviewed Ernest Plays Basketball, I think. Is that what it was? Dunk Ernest.
Dunk Ernest.
We did a full analysis.
Dalton does an amazing, uses full parameters of his English degree dissecting this movie. He goes deeper into this movie than anybody that was ever involved in this movie, including Ernest.
Yeah.
But one thing that I want to say, when I watch these movies, I see Ernest as a goy, and the Jews are making fun of goys, being like they're stupid idiots.
Right.
Right. So Ernest all the Jews tune in to watch the movie and like, oh, this is great. Ernest is playing a stupid non-Jew. Let's tune in and watch this and make fun of him. And then the guys that were trying to sell him out, so it's a Christian method, right? And then at one point in the movie, he after he gets visited by an angel that's a Christian, he switches to being Muslim.
Yeah.
But then they're trying to convert him to Judaism by getting him to take a bunch of money. And then at the end, when that guy leaves and they turn him down, he was actually, Ernest was kind of like the angel was actually the guardian angel of the child, protecting him from the religious,
Right.
the different types of religions.
Right.
But I always thought that Ernest was like a Jewish guy making fun of white dumb people. Because he's actually a very intelligent guy in real life.
Yeah, Jim Varney. I don't think Jim Varney was Jewish.
Yeah, I do. I think he is.
Let's check the early life on Jim Varney.
I don't even have to check the early life. I'm telling you, Jim Varney is Jewish.
The son of Nancy Louise and James Albert Varney. As a child, he displayed ability to memorize long poems and significant portions of the material from books was used to entertain his family. Yeah, I mean, no mention of Judaism here. It doesn't look like he's Jewish.
He's Jewish, guys. Trust me, I never wrong in these things. What's his name? What's his real name?
Jim Varney. Yeah, I don't think Jim Varney was Jewish. But that's one way to interpret Ernest, I suppose. You get into the bottom of this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy's a Jew.
Dave, I hate to break it to you. Not everything's a Jewish conspiracy. I mean, I think Ernest is just a good, wholesome, funny character that was brought to life by a good, wholesome fella, old Jim Varney. I mean, honestly,
I'm not buying it.
Ernest initially actually was like a guy who sold Mellow Yellow. He did like it was like an ad. It was like for commercials, and then it became like a movie character. But you know, he's I mean, you know, rest in peace to. The cigarettes will get you.
Look, I don't want to be. Honestly, I apologize. I don't want to, taint the name of the dad by calling them Jewish. So I do apologize.
Yeah,
I don't want to no disrespect.
Yeah,
let me ask ChatGPT.
Folks, the cigarettes will get you. Jim Varney succumbed to lung cancer there in the year 2000. He was only 50 when he died, and then we just lost the great one of the masters, David Lynch, to cigarettes. I mean, he was 78, good long life, but he probably would have lived a bit longer if he had not started smoking and at the age of 8 and continued to smoke until he died.
So there's some conspiracy theories with that they claim, like, why do Chinese people smoke so much and live so long, but in America we die from cigarettes? I'm not about to start smoking, so I do believe it. But I'm just curious, like, why there is some cultures where people can smoke so much.
It's first off, I mean, what statistics are we getting? There could be swaths of Chinese dropping dead from cigarettes that we like.
Yeah,
how would we
I think what they're saying is the cigarette is an activator of the cancer from low immune systems and bad diets. And so it's not necessarily that it on its own creates the cancer. It's that it creates cancer because of the ecosystem in which we live in.
I mean, honestly, it's pretty remarkable the longevity that David Lynch got to experience, considering that he was like a true American. So he started smoking when he was 8 and just chain smoked his entire life. And he was like he loved America and the American lifestyle. Like, he ate junk food. Like,
he was basically like Ron Swanson talking about what it is to be an American on
Yeah,
on
like
Parks and Rec.
he's famous for his like love of Bob's Big Boy, like the fast food restaurant in Los Angeles.
I'm not a cinephile, so I don't know the
Yeah,
intricacies of these guys.
so yeah, well
Or Dalton is, or as Robbie would say, Dalton's a Cinnabon
yeah, I'm a
file.
Cinnabon, but yeah, but like no, David Lynch loved Bob's Big Boy, which is like the burger restaurant in LA.
That I'm familiar with.
Yeah, and so like he died a couple nights ago, and they've like set up a like a memorial for him at the Bob's Big Boy. Like they got like
I don't know what he looks like, and I don't even know what movies he's done. David Lynch.
I mean, I guess I mean he was pretty well known. I mean, you have to have seen something he did. You saw Twin Peaks.
I didn't watch Twin Peaks.
Did you see Blue Velvet?
Did not see Blue Velvet.
Lost Highway?
I'm looking at him. He looks young.
Mulholland Drive?
Oh wait, so this is the new old. He was.
No, he looked old.
Yeah.
He looked old.
Yeah, the picture that they pull up. No, but when you click on his IDBM, whatever.
He was the bartender.
That.
He was the bartender on the Cleveland show.
I didn't see Weather Report, Fired. I don't think I've ever seen a David Lynch movie.
You had, dude. I don't know if they would be for you. I don't know. I love his movies. I even like try to seek out
the 3 R's: racism, retards, and rape.
Mm-hmm.
In 2011,
he was on Louis. He was on a couple episodes of Louis.
Out Yonder. I've never seen any of these movies.
Really?
The Pig Walk, Factory Walks, Dead Mouse and Ants, Factory Mouse, Coyote. Is that the one with the girls in the bar?
I don't know what you're looking at.
I can play a good Sal when it comes to this stuff because
David Lynch's movies were Eraserhead, The Elephant Man, Blue Velvet, Dune.
Yeah, I'm looking through all this stuff. Oh, Dune I have seen.
Wild at Heart.
I've seen The Elephant Man. I've seen Dune. I haven't seen The Amputee. I haven't seen Grandmother. I haven't seen The Alphabet.
Those must be like short films he did because those are not.
Those are his first things. So I've seen The Elephant Man and I've seen Dune.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Wild
Did he do the new Dune?
No.
Okay.
He rebukes Dune. He actually like it was such a. He didn't like the way his movie came out, and so he didn't even want to talk about the new Dune when people were asking him about it. What else? After
any of this stuff.
Twin Peaks, the show, then Twin Peaks, the movie, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, the movie. Mulholland Drive or Lost Highway, then Mulholland Drive. And his last like feature length movie was Inland Empire with Laura Dern. And then, he would do things here and there, but then like the last big project that he did was the 3rd season of Twin Peaks The Return, which is a masterpiece.
Worth watching.
Twin Peaks is amazing. Yeah, I would definitely recommend
it's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
I like mystery thrillers.
I don't even want to spoil it, dude, because it's like it's a murder mystery.
It's 2 big titties in the end.
Yeah, no, Twin Peaks starts like the first season is like a murder mystery, right?
Yeah,
but then just I don't even know. Like if you don't know anything about it, I just shouldn't even like tell you anything because
I'll go in blind if you think that it's good.
Yeah, because like back in the day, it was like how do I explain it? It was like back in the day, it was sort of like a being presented as like a satire of soap operas, which were big back then. So it's like a procedural detective murder mystery that was also a soap opera. But it's a really, really good show, and where it goes with the murder mystery is like in such a direction that no one had ever seen anything like it before. It's such a just whole new thing that he was doing. That if you don't know anything about it, going in completely blind is.
I can watch it on Amazon if I wanted to.
Yeah, because like the first season is brilliant. The first season is like amazing. Like it's probably what I would consider the prototype or like the early rumblings of what would become like prestige television.
Yeah.
So this thing people say were the golden age of TV or whatever, like The Sopranos and all that shit, probably starts with Twin Peaks, like in 1989, and then in the second season there was like the studio and all that shit. Like David Lynch was kind of out for some of that season, so the second season kind of takes a little bit of a dip, but then it comes back strong there at the end. Show gets canceled, and then he makes a movie called Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, which in David Lynch fashion is somehow both a prequel and a sequel at the same time. He always played with time in a way where the past is the future and the future.
So I
is
never
also
watched
the
like
past.
anything when it was out, like fresh. I never watched like Survivor when everybody was watching it, all this stuff, and when Lost was out. So years after Lost was like the big show and it ended, somebody's like, "You haven't seen Lost? You have to watch Lost. It's the best thing. It's just blah 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 and whatever." And I made it through like half the first episode, and I was like, "This is gay." I just turned it off, and I never.
There's a lot of TV.
I never got into Lost.
There's
I was
a
like,
lot
this
of
is for idiots.
There's a lot of TV shows that owe pretty much their whole thing to Twin Peaks. Like, there's a lot of, like, Twin Peaks sets the stage for the direction TV takes. Like you don't get the X-Files without Twin Peaks.
Yeah. I liked X-Files, and I did watch the X-Files.
Yeah, and in fact, David Duchovny. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil.
I did. I saw him already. And
David Duchovny's in Twin Peaks.
Young David Duchovny. I did see that. Yeah.
But yeah, and then 25 years after the finale of the show, he did the third season of the show, which was Twin Peaks: The Return, which came out on Showtime.
Yep.
Which might be my favorite anything that's ever been on TV, was that third season of Twin Peaks. I was like, dude, I was blown away.
Yeah.
It completely subverted every expectation I have in the best way. It was the last time that I was like watching a show week to week.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like a dump where you could binge it.
Yeah.
An episode come out, you had to wait a week. Where it was the only thing I thought about for like 18 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just was like, yo, dude.
I think the last time Dexter season 4 was the last time I was blown away by something. John Lithgow on Dexter.
Oh, he was a bucket.
Dude, that was probably, I was like telling everybody to watch that show. And then after season 4, I was like, oh my God, this is like so good. And then season 5 with the chick, and I was like,
Julia, that's where I stopped, dude. I watched up through John Lithgow. Watched
so
the first couple episodes of Julia Stiles and said, actually, the show ended last season.
So can I say something? I took a big break too because I was like, oh, this sucks. And I went back and watched it with fresh eyes. It was that season 4 was so good that season 5 was such a letdown. If you can go back with it fresh eyes, it's not terrible. It's almost as like, it's decent. It's similar to like season 3. The problem is they should have started killing people off or letting them in. So like instead of just constantly having Deborah almost find him murdering somebody and then some wacky something happens so she gets out of it, they're like, well, he either needs to kill her or she needs to find him, and you add to the story, because he can't keep just getting away with this because it's unbelievable now.
They really should have just stopped it after the 4th season.
Yeah, well, they came out with the new Dexter.
They're doing they're bringing it back again. They're way just desecrating the corpse of that show. I mean, the show was always silly. It's a really silly premise anyway.
Yeah, even the characters are on it, like the Spanish guy that's the detective.
Oh, Angel.
He's just got a very sick. Yeah, Angel's got like, even within that parameters of that super serious show, he's got a very sitcom-y feeling to him.
Yeah,
because he's such a stereotype. They just
make
him
the
such
the Asian guy was like a porn addict.
Yeah,
yeah. It was a very silly show, but I mean,
I really liked it.
They pulled it off pretty well for the first 4 seasons. and then it just like completely falls apart after that.
You weren't blown away by John Lithgow's though, like season of that for some
Yeah,
reason.
his performance
I-
is great.
I think what it wasn't that it was such a great show with such great writing. I think that so much stuff was so shitty for so long that when I watched that, I was like, finally, some like good art again.
Yeah,
It's not complete shit.
yeah.
And
You know
so it was
what
like,
my one of my stories is now, like one of my like shows I'm in on that's like not like high art or anything, but just like a good solid show is it's on MGM Plus.
the Landman. Is
Have
this the
you?
Landman?
No.
Fix?
That's on
No.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
I do
I see
do
clips of
enjoy-
that all the time, and I watch them to the end.
I do enjoy
It's always his
Landman.
monologue. It's always a monologue.
But there's a spooky horror mystery show that is on
spooky?
MGM Plus. You gotta get MGM Plus.
Spooky.
There's a show called From, and it's like a lot of the people that worked on Lost are working on it, so it's like similar to Lost, where it's a town that doesn't exist anywhere. Really, it's just like a town that people.
I think I saw the previews.
Yeah, it's a town that people just like.
Some of the shots like really close to their face.
I don't know.
Oh,
It's just shot like a TV show is now.
okay.
But it's just it's like this town that people just like will find themselves in. Like they'll be driving and then just realize they're in a town, and then it's like a Twilight Zone thing where they can't leave. Like they're trapped in whatever this town is, right? And so they've like the people that are trapped there have like formed this community with each other, trying to survive and figure out what's going on. Because like whenever it gets nighttime, these people walk into town from the woods that look like people, but they're like monsters or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you're outside during the night at nighttime, they'll like eat you or whatever. You know, there's some kind of they have like vampire rules where they only come out at night and you have to let them into the house. You know,
But it's similar to M. Night Shyamalan where they don't quite let you in as the audience. You're kind of figuring it out as you go.
It's constantly stringing you along, so there's just mystery on top of mystery that you don't even know if they're ever gonna even come around to answering any of the questions. Which is it's a fun show. It's like, ooh, what's going on here?
About maybe like 4 months ago or something, I was like, I gotta watch a movie. I haven't watched a movie in a while. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch the first suspense thriller that Amazon Prime says I should watch because I'll spend too much time looking for something. And they recommended a Peter Dinklage movie where he's like a janitor for a library, or he's like a custodian of a library.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're just watching a midget, like in complete silence, not talk to anybody, take care of a library in silence with no dialogue. And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? But I continue to watch because I was intrigued, and come to find out it's the end of the world and no one exists except this guy. And he's going house to house.
Oh, I've seen this movie.
And he's collecting the books for the library.
I think I've seen
overdue, but he's also cleaning the house and exposing of the dead bodies that died.
Yeah, and then like some girl shows up. And
yes,
like, okay,
yes. Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So I figured that would be in your rotation.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But I was like, that whole time I'm watching that movie, I'm like, why the fuck am I watching this movie? And yet I'm continuously watching this movie, just waiting for anything to happen, and nothing is happening.
I remember being bored
when the daughter's parents finally show up. You're like, okay, finally, and it's just as slow. It's just,
I remember thinking it was pretty boring.
It was super slow and very calm, and I was like, well, I guess if they're trying to relay the emotion of how boring it would be for him, like in the life, they're doing a great job. I really am experiencing the boredom that this character must be experiencing.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminded me of when you told me those type of movies where they unfold in front of you and you're like, okay, this had so much room to be great and it sucked. And I just wasted 2 hours of my life.
No, From is pretty cool because it's just it's like a mystery, horror, suspense. There's things always happening, and so it's like you know, it has that thing where similar to Lost, where you could tell that the writers are just making it up as they go along. Where you have to like temper your expectations. Where you go, they may not get around to answering any questions. They may not be able to come up with anything.
Oh, you think like they
it.
wrote this and they haven't come up, the strings haven't been tied yet?
Right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of those because like the way TV is written is like they write like an episode or they write like a pilot script, right? And then the network picks it up, they write a season, and then the season comes out. And so they're like they're writing it like season to season.
Yeah.
So they're just like coming up with it as it goes along. And so like any questions that you have as an audience member, the writers also have those. The writers are also like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And
You know?
I'm trying to think about like, so like South Park had the ongoing bit with Kenny dying,
right?
Which was like the perpetual reset of every new episode within this universe that they've created. And I'm trying to think when TV made that switch, because like where each episode has a beginning, middle, and a climax, but then there's a bigger, but then they've created a bigger thing throughout the whole season because it wasn't like that.
Be, honestly, okay, so here's the thing. TV used to be mostly episodic.
Yeah.
So it was just like you could dip in and dip out. It was like each episode was its own self-contained story.
Yeah.
And maybe a show would have like a season-long arc that they would come in and out of every now and then. But as a viewer, you know, you didn't need to watch from the beginning and watch every episode. You know, you could just come in and out. X-Files was like that.
Yeah.
House
does this, like pretty much all of them. They start building.
But honestly,
stories
one of the
stories.
I think like one of the first examples, or like one of the where TV starts to change to more like a more serialized structure, probably is with Twin Peaks, because that show was not really episodic. It was like a season long arc.
Yeah.
You know, like the first season is like who killed Laura Palmer. Yeah. And so like you got to watch from the beginning and watch every episode to get all the pieces to this story. It's not like you know, it's not like a
actually. Now that you say that, I might have watched some of this when it came out.
You have to have seen it.
Yeah, because that sounds very familiar. When you said that name, it's a murder mystery where the beginning starts where somebody's dead and they're going through trying to. Okay, don't tell me anymore because I want to go back and
watch it, dude.
Because but I got a feeling. So I had a serious car accident where I was like dead and revived a couple times, and I lost some like memory for a while, and I got it back slowly, but I like reprogrammed it in other parts of my brain, like rewired it. So I will not be able to remember like ever seeing or hearing of Twin Peaks. I'm like, no, it's insane. And then as soon as I turn it on, my whole mind would go, and I'll know everything as I'm watching it.
It's so iconic that it's like I don't know how you could have avoided it for the last like over 30 years.
I was such an outdoorsy person. I still am. Like where
it's an outdoorsy show.
When I was like younger, like if it wasn't on at night, like in a whole group of people, like once like Survivor is really the peak for me. Like I kind of stopped watching TV around Survivor. I remember everybody talking about Survivor and me like, nope. And then everybody talking about Sopranos. And I was like, I was watching Oz, but not this. And then everybody's talking about just all these things. Oh, Game of Thrones. And I was I'm out. I don't fucking care. And then I went back and I watched Breaking Bad when everybody was talking about that. So, you know, back when society used to be a lot less decentralized and what they were watching, the whole world is kind of like watching these shows and talking about them.
Yeah, Breaking Bad. Everybody got too late. I don't think people really got into Breaking Bad till like the 4th season. Like when people didn't start talking about that, because I didn't even really hear anyone talk about it till it was already like deep into the show.
I remember. I mean, they did it to me in both of them. So like, I heard about the ending of Breaking Bad before I started it. So I was like, well, I can't watch this till whatever. And then I was like, all right, you fucking assholes. I play Dungeons and Dragons and all this stuff. So I'll start watching Game of Thrones to catch up to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Red Wedding happened and everybody told me about it like seasons before I got in there because everybody was just like,
Oh yeah.
once. So I was like, okay,
That
well
was
now
a
I'm
show
done
you
with this
had to-
season. Fuck all you guys.
Yeah, you
ruined
had to
a
be
huge
really on
climax.
top of it to
Yeah.
like make
Not
like
get spoiler alerted.
yeah, because
yeah.
everybody was spoiling it immediately, like as it was like. Because I mean, I got to it. I think I remember finding it when it was in its like second or third season.
Yeah.
So the big twist at the end of season 1 was already spoiled for me by the time I found it. Like I knew that Ned was going to get killed by the end of the first season, but I still was able to like watch it and enjoy all the twists and
That's
turns.
what's good about me kind of having some memory losses. I kind of won't remember that he's dead until right before it's going to happen. And then I'm like,
Right.
oh,
but
yeah.
but the show shits the bed so hard after they run out of books that I just stopped giving a shit about it. When they did that last season where they like had done the last book, I guess,
Yeah.
and then the two guys, the main showrunners, just had to come up with the next 2 seasons on their own. I watched like a first couple episodes of the next season. I said, this is such a noticeable drop in quality. This show sucks now that I'm done. I don't care. I'm done watching it.
If you guys haven't watched this week's Crowder Boys starring Robbie Goodwin, Krakovico, and Dalton, where Dalton dissects Slam Dunk Ernest, what's so amazing about the show is I'm just listening to how detailed. I mean, I couldn't watch that show and remember so much that Dalton remembers of the story. Like, did you just watch it right before you guys filmed that
Yeah. I
episode?
watched it that day.
Because he like breaks down everything beginning to end, all these storylines and everything and how it was designed. And I was like, I don't think that I could have watched this and then remembered it unless I like watched it, turned it off, wrote down notes. And
Well, I
was
knew
like,
that
okay,
I knew that we were going to
this.
be talking about it, so I was more like tuned in than I probably normally.
So you guys all watched it on your own.
Yeah.
Okay. You had homework. I wasn't sure if you guys like sat at a computer together and watched it. I was like, that is insane. So not only did they watch this dumbass movie, they watch it in the worst possible way. It's not even on like a big screen or anything.
We each just watched it individually and then came together. I do want to address this because this is interesting. Because this guy says Twin Peaks Pier 9 is funny. It's a little soap opera. It's a detective mystery. Has some surprisingly scary parts to it. So, in the first 2 seasons of the show that came out on ABC, like the actual show, there are some genuinely scary moments. Not even for like a show
like
on TV.
Jump scares or like
like truly unsettling, like horror.
Yeah.
But the show itself does maintain the air of like a network TV show. You know what I mean? So it definitely can get pretty scary at times, but it still is like tempered by just being on ABC, right?
I'm sure you saw. Did you see Knives Out?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was like super corny, cluey, like whatever. But it's not a kid's thing. Like you can't watch it with a child.
Right. But here's the thing: when the show got canceled after the second season, but then David Lynch made the movie that's a prequel and also a sequel called Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me. That is genuinely terrifying. The movie tonally is like the show, but he has much more freedom with what he's able to do with the movie. Where a lot of the things that kind of exist in the periphery of the show that are kind of suggested or hinted at, these like horrific events that happen on the edges of the screen of the show are brought much more into focus in the movie, where the movie like breaks the spell of like the soap opera that is the show. The movie is like genuinely scary and like really disturbing.
That reminds me of because you were just saying on the edges of the show. That reminds me of what I sent you in DMs earlier. Is My Name Is Earl was filmed in 4K 16:9.
Yeah.
Knowing that they were going to put it on TV where it would be truncated of what you actually see.
Yeah.
So they have adult jokes and extra jokes on the outskirts of the screen that are going on while they're filming that only a true fan that actually watches it in 4K gets to see the extra footage that was filmed at that movie. So I don't know if there's any hardcore. My name is Earl here.
I
Fans here.
enjoyed it when it was on. I watched it a lot, and then it ended. We got canceled. And it
I
ended
watch
on
bits
kind
and
of a
pieces because of the fat guy on there from American History X.
Heathen Supplee.
And
It was a really
he's
funny
now
show.
jacked. Now he's jacked. So I watched bits of it and I wanted to like it. I just never got into it. So Ernest Goes to Buffalo. If My Name is Earl is one of your top 10 sitcoms, watch it in 4K 16:9 because supposedly there was stuff truncated if you only watched on TV, and you'll get to see other jokes that are going on that are adult jokes on the side of the screen only for people that watch it in 4K 16:9.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
It's a funny show. It's good.
Yeah.
Why the chat needs to stop concerning themselves with my finances. Go worry about your own money. I'm not paying off my student loan. Get fucked. I don't. What were they going to do? Send me another letter?
I don't even see these chats that you're talking about.
Every
now and again, I look over and I just see Drew Huntley, Lola Lady, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like so what? You don't pay off your student loan, and then it was what? Oh, they send you a letter. They call you. Nothing happens. Same with credit cards.
Once Fart Coin Index gets up to $1 million.
No, the Fart Index was a bad investment. The Shit and Piss 500 is good. That's a good stable investment. But I mean, yeah, people need to go worry about your own fucking money.
I honestly, so when you first told me about Shit and Piss 500, I didn't think it was a meme coin. I actually thought that they put together, like this developer had made shit, fart, piss, diarrhea, and they put together like an index fund where you could buy a piece of all those different coins.
So that's the joke of the Shit and Piss 500. Like the developer is actually, because I'm in the Telegram group, and it is like an ongoing project where he wants to create a utility for it where it does function like a meme index, where it is like the way the S&P 500 is. So that is like the idea.
So certain coins already do this. Like USDC is a stable coin and it's pegged to the US dollar, but you can take different coins. So there's a USD plus, and the way that USD plus works is there's a list of different currencies, and when those based on the price of those currencies divided out, they equal what the price of this coin is. So it's stabilized, and it's stabilized by a list of real life assets. So based on their price, it gives an average for this crypto coin. And it's done through smart contracts and pricing. So it is something that's been done already. So he could do that to stabilize a coin, where he could have a main coin that's price is adjusted by his other meme coins.
Yeah. There's so many possibilities. By the way, Feces coin is up. I've been in on
Feces. This is financial advice. If you're under the age of 18, make sure you get your parents' credit card.
Get your mom's credit card. Here's what you can do, because you got to figure out how to get Solana.
The family is going to be thanking you. Really, you won't. You think you're going to get in trouble for using a credit card without the authorities of your parents, but really, once you're making millions of dollars, they're going to forget all about the fact that you stole the credit card.
Here's the trick: if you don't know like what you're doing, because you got to figure out how to get some Solana onto a Phantom wallet, right? One of the ways you could do that, probably the most the easiest way, because if you try to go into the Phantom wallet and buy it from there, like you can get a quote and you'll have to go through like some other platform like MoonPay or whatever fucking other thing, and you're gonna get hit with all these like fees or whatever, and the transaction probably won't even go through. So probably like your best option would be to either put money into like a Robinhood account. So transfer money from your mom's card into your like buying power on Robinhood. Then you go into the Phantom wallet to buy Solana, right? And select that you want to use your Robinhood buying power to buy the Solana. Then the Phantom wallet will open up Robinhood and it'll link up your wallet to Robinhood, and you can buy it there and it'll immediately transfer it to the Phantom wallet. It's probably like the best way to do it, where you don't get hit with like the different fees from other.
Yeah.
providers.
So when you put money into a Robinhood account, right? It's an ACH deposit.
No, it doesn't have
You
to
can
be.
do it debit?
You can do the credit or debit card.
Okay, so it goes right through immediately.
Yes.
So
So
there's
an
no-
ACH takes like 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
You can do the instant deposit from a debit card up to $1,000,
and then they immediately let you withdraw.
it's immediately in the Robinhood account. So like
Okay.
you could do through a debit card, they'll let you do an instant deposit. So you have that
Yep.
money that's in your buying power immediately.
Yep.
And so you could, and so then you can go into the Phantom wallet and select Robinhood as like you want to use your Robinhood buying power, and then it'll open up Robinhood, and Robinhood will verify with you that you're making this transaction,
Well,
show you your Solana address to make sure it looks good. Click, and then you'll submit the order, and it'll
Gotcha.
send the Solana to your Phantom wallet.
So I usually when I don't on ramp that much because I have money on the crypto thing that I'm just moving around and making fees on. But when I do it, I put it on Gemini. And then if I do an HCH, it takes 5 to 7 days to clear. So I can instantly buy crypto on Gemini and move it around. And it can go up and down. I can lose whatever. But it's in order to pull it off, that ACH has to get cleared.
That happened, because I was using crypto.com.
Yeah.
And I bought all this XRP with where I'd done ACH transfer. So they give you the money immediately, but like you said, it takes how many days to clear. So I bought all this crypto, this XRP, but when I went to move it to a wallet, it wouldn't let me until those transactions had finished, like actually processing.
Yep.
Which can take like up to like 10 business days, I think, with them. So, if you want your crypto immediately, and you're buying from like some platform, the Robinhood thing is cool because you can do an instant deposit with your debit card and buy it and have it immediately and put it on whatever wallet you want. And then there's other platforms.
The other way you can do it is if you're in cash, you can get an app called BTC Radar or Crypto Radar. It'll show you the crypto ATMs in your area, and you pick one of the services that owns these ATMs. Then you put
hold on. I'm putting Runaway Slav in a timeout. Stop. Don't worry about my fucking student loan. I'm not talking about it. You don't know the details of it. You don't know how much it was. It's none of your fucking business. I'm not gonna say I keep glancing over and seeing this horse shit. I accidentally banned Raphael. I'm sorry about that. I meant to click that for Runaway Slav.
I know Runaway Slav from the Racist live chat.
I did not mean to do. I'm sorry, Raphael.
So I know Runaway Slav from the Racist live chat on Real Ass Podcasts. And so supposedly he gives Lewis a lot of bullshit too. And then he meets him in person and kisses his ass and gives him free weed.
Right, yeah, he's a fucking coward and a faggot. It's not, but it's like, you don't have to talk to, don't worry about, like, you're part of the slave system. Like, you got your degree and you have to work your fucking job because you don't have any talents or marketable skills to do anything else, right? I can do I have so much potential. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I don't need to I don't abide by the same system that you do. I'll pay the loan off whenever I get around to it.
Yeah.
I'm in crypto because I don't need a fucking credit score in the Web3.
Just hitting.
I'm sorry, Raphael. I accidentally put Raphael in a timeout.
Can you take him out?
I don't know how. He'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Sorry.
I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry. I was itchy. My trigger finger.
Poor Raphael. He's here every week.
Raphael's such a nice guy. He's only been supportive. He lives he's unemployed in a favela in Brazil. He's never even seen.
Raphael, when you come back, you're gonna when you're back off timeout, you request a song, and we're gonna play whatever song and listen to it.
People need to stop. The connection you should have with me is you tune in and enjoy the show and give me money, but don't develop this bizarre, like more intimate connection than you think you have, where you have to concern yourself with my finances or anything I'm doing with my life. There's a disconnect between myself and this audience. This is a performance, right? So I allow people in as much as
when you guys don't know this, but backstage, Dalton's actually 125-pound white lady.
I'm actually
this is all a costume.
I'm actually a beautiful twink.
Yeah,
this is all.
This is a character that he's playing with obviously he's online, and this is a filter that he puts over. So
but I think people do develop this conception of entertainers now, especially like with this medium, because it's so much just like talking, you spend so much time and all that.
Yeah.
They start to develop this like what they think is like seemingly a more intimate or friendly or some sort of parasocial, they call this connection.
Yeah.
And granted, there are people that I genuinely like more than others that I do allow in more. Drew Huntley, Pandatron, Raphael. There's, to name a few, there's some people I genuinely appreciate and I like who are allowed to be more like my friends.
No, don't listen to Dalton. Runaway Slav, keep it up, man. Just he loves it. Look at me. I was a fan of the show, and now I'm on the show. So Runaway Slav, if you just keep this up, you guys will be best friends.
That's not gonna happen.
You guys both live in the Midwest. You guys will probably go out and have steak together.
Fucking insane. He's allowed to tune in. He's allowed to give me money. That's where it ends. People need to, like, if you enjoy what I do, thank you. I enjoy,
Dalton's saying no, but as I say yes, keep it going. I think you guys can have a good friendship together.
Do not encourage this, Dave. Don't encourage. I'm here.
So here's the thing, Dalton.
I'm here to talk about schemes. I'm here to talk about.
Everybody loves Dalton. Dalton's like, he's this lovable, aw shucks, whatever. That's where you went wrong. No one likes me. No one's trying to become my friend. They all think I'm a crazy asshole.
People are pretty vocal about I'm going to say don't like you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, if you can just, people don't like you, then you do great, dude, and you're fine. It doesn't, I like myself, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So then you don't have to worry about people building fake relationships.
Well, I like talking. Look, I'm here to talk about financial schemes, TV shows, the Bible. What's what I saw on Twitter this week.
Yeah.
David Lynch is dead. I'm actually pretty sad about that.
So much happened this week. It's crazy.
Yeah. I genuinely, every now, it's like, celebrities die. Everybody dies, right?
Yeah.
And some, there are some that resonate with me more than others, and some that genuinely, like, I don't know what it is. Like, with him dying, I mean, I knew it was coming. He's 78. He had just announced he had emphysema, so he was like. He came out and was like, for the last 2 years, I've been housebound.
Is that the fluid in the lungs?
Yeah, it's just from smoking. So it's whatever the disease is you get from smoking, right?
Remember in Scrubs when the guy does the beatbox, he's like,
yeah,
in the lungs.
So I was honestly surprised that he had lived the fact that he outlived a lot of people that were on Twin Peaks. He outlived a lot of people. I was like, when he finally came out and announced he had emphysema, I was like, I'm surprised it took this long. So I knew he was not long for this world. But then when it actually hit, when I saw that he had died, I genuinely, because he's one of those guys that his works, his creative, were have been an inspiration for me and have always resonated with me in a more spiritual way. That him dying, I was like, oh, it's there'll never be another a new David Lynch movie. You know what I mean?
Sounds like you have a kind of a parasocial relationship with
David
Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know if he's paid off his student loans before he died?
I don't know, man.
You know?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what his financial situation was like. I'm pretty sure. I think he was probably doing okay.
I heard that if we can make it to 2030, so 5 more years, that the science will get so good that most of us will live to 150.
Dude, fuck that. I'm gonna start
And-
smoking.
And yeah, so
I'm going back to cigarettes, dude.
well, you and Saul didn't like it. Maybe I'm just a smooth brain, but like I like Justin Timberlake's The Time movie. The movie sucks. Like so, but I give it the benefit of doubt that when it came out, it was kind of different. And I see what they're trying to do, but they just didn't pull it off. So I think the premise is actually really cool. Like everybody like lives forever. They're at 26, so they have to figure out like a credit type system
Yeah.
for everybody. So that's why like it's all hotties in the movie, like Olivia Wilde and hottie Justin Timberlake or whatever, because everybody stops at their peak, which is 26 when they're fully developed and going forward. But I've been listening to a lot of people that are like, we're almost at the brink where there should be, and they probably won't let us have it. It'll be for the rich people. So the poors will still probably be stuck unless we, make a ton of money on Fartcoin. But I think it's 2030 you'll live to be 100, and then like 2000 if you live to make it to like 2040 after that, it's going to be 150 lifestyle.
Dude.
Am I wrong about that? Am I
Fuck
crazy?
that
for thinking
noise,
that?
dude.
I don't know, man. Like it's going to suck for women, but it's fucking dudes would kind of rule at that point because like unless they can like reverse aging like Brian Johnson. But like if dudes can live to 140 and still like pumping out kids, it's gonna go like right now we're in female matriarchy where they're doing like polygamy, like or it's one woman with multiple dudes. But if we get to live to be like 150, it's gonna be dudes with like 3 families.
Dude, Quinfinite just posted something really nice.
Oh, I had to block her, dude.
Twitter, dude.
I had to block her because she is really hot. Like she clicks all the biological buttons in my DNA, and I don't want to be attracted to a porn star.
Dude, her
digital
OnlyFans
porn.
is half off right now. I might subscribe.
Yeah, too bad
it's like a behind.
Right?
Dude, she posted like
I wouldn't even pay for it unless it was
she's wearing
all
this
off.
short skirt that's kind of hiked up, so it's like a from behind shot of her.
You're making me want to do push-ups.
Her butt, like you see, it's like her.
Don't tell me about this.
You can see her butt cheeks and then just a little bit of pussy lips. Like it's a from behind shot. It is really nice.
Must go do push-ups and pull-ups. Stop that.
What you getting into tonight?
That's the only part that I miss because I blocked her. It's so funny, dude. It's so fucking funny, dude. Oh, like I was having this discussion earlier with Troy talking about like, like if I'm joking around and like calling you or Sal or somebody fat, right? On Twitter, it's completely a joke. And if you guys came to me like realistically and were like, hey, like, don't do that, man. It's just too far of me. I'd be like, oh yeah, sure. I didn't know it was like real. It's the same way with like when I'm like saying something to like a woman on there, I think it's a joke. And then if they came to me and they're like, hey, I noticed like whatever, did you want to like do whatever? I was like, oh no, I really didn't care what you were up to tonight. I was kind of it's kind of like fucking around on whatever. It's not real. So I don't know where it goes. I don't know where my mindset of reality is with online anymore. To me, it's just clicking buttons and having fun. And you start realizing like I reply guy to a couple of Jake Shields things recently, which is not comedy.
Jesus Christ.
And holy fuck, dude, for like the whole day, it was just, I can't tell if they were dumb people, they were bots or what they actually were. But I was like, oh, Jake Shields is going to kill himself because like I can't imagine what he must see when he opens his feed if this is what I'm getting. And it's not like you don't take it to heart, but that split second when you see it, you have to intercept it. right? So somebody's like, "You're a dumb retard," and you're like, "No, I'm not a dumb retard." Next, and it's like, "Yes, you're totally a dumb retard." No, I'm not totally a dumb retard, and you have to like intercept it over and over again.
Yeah.
There's no way that he. I mean, he has to either have his comments off or only looking at verified accounts because his mental health would be declining severely.
I think he's too stupid to have mental health.
Oh, because he's got his beans.
Yeah, I think he's like truly one of the dumbest people I've ever seen ever.
I watched this all happen in real time.
I think he's like immune.
I was involved with this. By the way,
I think he's immune to like the ways that the internet, like social media, would affect any other person psychologically because he's genuinely too stupid.
Well,
for it to like penetrate.
3 years ago at Skankfest.
It's like, have you ever played that game Bloodborne?
No, is that like a vampire video game?
No, it's more like Lovecraftian. It's like it's a game. It's like a Dark Souls, but with like a Victorian town kind of. But like in Bloodborne, as you play the game, you gather with in the game. It's called Insight, where you gain like more knowledge of like what's actually going on in the world. And you can start unlocking
that's
more.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so like one of the first things is like when you go to like the main hub, which is called the Hunter's Dream, there's this doll that's laying there that's like a lifelike but also lifeless looking doll that's just like laid out, and it's very spooky, and you could tell like it's something, but you don't know what it is. And then when you get like enough insight and you go back, the doll is like alive, and it's like the main lady that you talk to like power up and do shit with, so like you have to. So right, but then in the game, if you gather too much insight, like if you get too smart, too knowledgeable, you start to like pierce through the veil too much, and now you are susceptible to like greater unseen forces, where actually being too smart, starts to harm you, right? So you have to like maintain a certain balance of, if you don't want to have to go up against these other creatures, where you have to like be kind of stupid, right?
Yeah.
And so I think like Jake Shields is like hasn't even woken up the doll yet. Like he's so dumb that he actually can just like walk around completely oblivious and nothing will interact with him. Like nothing penetrates.
So Top Lobster and myself and a couple other people that were like saying some of this type stuff ran into and talked to Jake Shields at Skankfest 3 years ago in Vegas. And Top really got his ear and started talking about who owns the banking system. So it's kind of funny that the merch guy for Lewis, who now does, I don't know if anybody hears, it's kind of a different world, but they do the Tower Gang podcast.
Yeah, Laney, the producer, reached out to me months ago and said, "Do you want to do the show?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I never.
I recommended. Oh, I recommended you to them a couple of times, and they kept saying, "Is he funny?" I said, "Yes." They said, "Will he get the sense of humor?" And I said, "He will, but he'll be awkward." They get super racist sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen the show, and I told Laney, I was like, "I'll do it."
Oh,
and then I just never heard back from her. Or him, or whatever that
he doesn't care. Laney's cool like that. You can call him her, she, him.
I don't know what Laney. I don't know what it is or her.
Laney's a lady, basically a lady boy, but she's cool with. She doesn't care about pronouns and gender and all that stuff. She's secure with themselves. And what happens is, it's funny because it actually puts gets more control than if they forced you to say one. Because then you end up doing what we just did. He, she, you go through the.
I genuinely, I've looked at Laney's profile, and I genuinely am like, I don't know what the transition is or what they are now. I don't know what their deal is.
He is just a very feminine, skinny Asian woman now.
Okay.
And but he dates a woman.
Okay.
So it's just like a lady boy that like
That's
I
cool.
don't really matter. It's kind of like punk to me. I actually don't mind. Like Laney is cool in the fact that it doesn't matter. It reminds me of old school androgynous people because they're just cool and they don't give you fucking shit. They just move forward and call you a faggot, and you can call them a faggot, and they don't care.
Right.
But what bothers me is the person that looks like me. And I walk into the store and I was like, oh, I'd like a coffee. And they're like, what can you get me for you, sir? And I'm like, oh, what about me looks like a sir? I'm a lady. You don't think I'm a lady?
Right. I think those are very those kinds of things you see, like that's very sensational. I think that's like very rare.
Yeah.
Where you see somebody who's like just looks like a dude in a dress or is like
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing is very like a hot topic. Like you hear about it online. I don't know. I feel like
I've seen a lot. So I lived in the hubs. I lived in Providence, Rhode Island, which they took down their American flags because they were racist in the streets. And then they put rainbow flags up in the streets that the taxpayer had to whatever. So between that, and then you would go to like a punk rock show and the MC was a Jewish drag queen named like Anne B. Frankly, which is kind of funny. Annie B. Frankly.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, and then I would go to same thing in Boston and all these areas. But we actually have some passing trannies up here or transgender people. The vegan restaurant that I go to, it's darkly lit. But in the darkness, there's a very feminine man that works the counter that wears like sundresses and stuff. And if it wasn't for the voice, they're passing. At least in that setting, they are. Yeah.
$10 from Drew Huntley. Goodbye Horses. Cornfed Radio. Shout out Poppy Hippo.
And so since we're doing Cornfed Radio too, Raphael, if you have a song you want to listen to make it up to you getting accidentally blocked, let us know and we'll watch it, or a TikTok video or something funny.
Yeah, this is like almost 7 minutes. We'll play some of this. Cornfed Radio 148.8 WKNIGG, home of the chirp.
Home of the chirp. What I'm not upset about, because I love the guy and we have similar humor, is so I put the chirp on here. I looked at the file. It was in October for Halloween when I was going to do blackface on Troy's show, but it didn't work out. So I did Bin Laden instead. But Ben Avery just added the chirp to his soundboard recently on his show. That's his stream. And I was like, good old Ben. And I was like, but he's got 5,000 people watching him. And I was like, come on, that's my bit. Such a unique bit.
Well, here we go. The song from Silence of the Lambs, Goodbye Horses.
Okay.
Is
this going to be spooky? I got to go to bed. You
don't remember this? The
1 a.m.
Bing, 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 bing. Anyway.
I hope this isn't too spooky.
No, it's like a
1 a.m.
I can't remember.
I'm gonna have to wake up in the middle of the night with my fire hum. Oh, this isn't spooky. I feel like I should have a leotard on and some leg warmers. This type of music, if you get too high and you're dancing in your shower, this is the type of music you put on.
Yeah, this is what Buffalo Bill tucks his penis to.
yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah, this is some GTA 4 radio type shit. We just cruising around in a lowrider with the top off, trying to remember what the remote control car quest was. It's also like NPC waiting screen, like the avatars. Like, Have you thought about doing that, by the way, Dalton?
Doing what?
The not well, TikTok's gone now, but maybe we could do it on.
Dude, I
Red
just
Note.
I
Yum
heard-
yum eat yum good yum good.
Oh no, that's gone. I mean, that was already out months ago.
I think that's still around,
Dude, I
think
just
people are still
opened-
paying that.
I just clicked on TikTok to confirm that because I saw people mentioning it, and it says, "Sorry, TikTok isn't available right now. A law banning TikTok has been enacted in the U.S. Unfortunately, that means you can't use TikTok for now. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned." Close app.
So I mentioned this and no one cared because they don't care, but like I use a lot of Russian software because I like Russian software. So I was using Kaspersky VPN and Kaspersky. I still use it, but it's banned in the United States. Luckily, I'm in Greece right now, staying at my family's house, so that's where I'm using Kaspersky from. But they banned a lot of Russian software during the Biden administration because they say it's spyware, like from actual spies, and they don't want to give this stuff to Russia during the war. But it's like, oh, so we are in a war with Russia then. It's not the Ukraine, or it's not a proxy war, or is it? But they've been banning a lot of different things. So there's a couple of Russian apps that were banned. Now they're banning Chinese apps, and Russia and China are supposedly friends. So I don't know what's going on, but like we definitely don't live in a free country. I was talking to Steven today that lived in it was even the Chinese people talking about this on Red Note too, saying like they look at Americans and they think you're free, but you're really run by an oligarchy and you don't even know it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, the Chinese are making some sense here. I want to do this for the algorithm, by the way. Do this again.
Yeah, we is an oligarchy and also like a like just like feudalism. It's just like like a techno feudalist.
Yep.
You know, we're serfs that provide. They're fucking. They're telling us to go work at Panda Express now.
I want to. This is what I hope that Red Note is popular now. I would like Nick Mullen to get on Red Note and just wake up every morning and go, "Oh, hello, everybody. It's me and Nick Mullen," and just do that all day long.
Do that.
He can just do his Chinese guy. And then what's the other guy's name from Canada? Ben Barris?
I don't know.
Or Ben Bankus? I think it's Bankus. He's
Bill Sasso?
No, it's Bill. Ben Bankus does like oh, you've never seen this? Let me pull this. Let me load this video, dude. This is so good.
Well, we got wait.
Wait, this is let me. How do I upload something?
Hold on. This is something Raphael asked for. This is John Zorn.
Okay.
Batman.
I like this.
This is good.
Reach lightning. That's what it sounds like. A little. Oh, Rock Lobster. That's what this is. It's the B-52.
Yeah,
Rock
it does
Lobster.
sound like that.
Yeah. Those guys are kooky, huh? Yeah, Beehive in a bikini riding a surfboard. Oh, dude, this thing's menacing. I like this part. That other part
good.
kind of hurts my soul. This is very like, you know what this is? This is like Austin Powers, like Fire Shag Me type music too.
Nice. Yeah, John Zorn, Mike Patton was like a protege of John Zorn. I think they worked together on something. I don't know, but you could definitely hear like the influence of that, what we just heard on the Mr. Bungle albums, especially California. If you've ever listened to Mr. Bungle. That's good ass music. I really enjoyed that.
That video that got loaded up.
Oh yeah, what is
it? This is Canadian comedian.
I don't like this already,
You're gonna like it. You're gonna love it, dude. It's not what you think it is.
It says Happy MLK Day, and I see. All right, well,
Happy Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King Boulevard. You know, every time I drive on the Martin Luther King Boulevard, I start to fear for my safety. But then again, I am Chinese. I am born in a laboratory of Wuhan, China. Half monkey, half human, no animal hybrid. But Martin Luther King here, very good man, very good man. He used to say, we all equal. Everybody equal under the goal. Everybody equal, but now we do the diversity, equity, inclusion, and now we know nobody equal. Sorry, Martin Luther King Jr., you're not right.
Oh boy.
So this guy, his name is Ben Bankus. He's a Canadian stand-up comedian who does a lot of Asian accents. And if you see him without the face swap on, you'll go and you watch his stand-up. The audience is filled with Asians. They love listening to him do Chinese accents.
He got the cadence like that did sound like a Chinese guy.
Yeah. So what I think he should do is get on Red Note and do that voice all day.
Yeah.
Because he's a big fat guy. He's got some decent stuff, except it kind of like the last 2 years, he kind of went too hard into like being edgy.
Yeah.
So now everything's like, oh, you're gonna try and cancel me woke. So every joke is like that. And it's like, it was funnier when he was just doing the accent and doing the racial comedy and people enjoyed it. Now it's kind of like, but he's not quite in the world of like Skankfest yet.
Yeah.
But I could
see the Chinese have a word, like their word for like their sort of just like thinking word when they're like,
oh,
that is just the N word.
It's Nika. It's Nikka.
Right.
It's Nikka.
So, dude, I got this. I was at work the other day. I work on the phones, and this lady called, and I was like, "Yeah, I can help you." And she goes, "Do you have anyone that speak Chinese?" And we don't. But like where I work at, we have this like language line service. So that's where I said, "Hold on one second." So I had to put her on a hold and then call the language line thing. And it's like, please say the name of the language. You need an interpreter for it. And I'm like, Chinese. And it's like, I heard Mandarin. And I go, I guess. And so this lady comes on and I go, hey, I got someone on the other line who needs a Chinese interpreter. And she's like, okay. So I conference the interpreter and I go, okay, we got Chinese on the line.
I got China on the line for
I got Chinese on the line. And so the interpreter starts talking to her and she says something in Chinese back. And so everything's being filtered through this interpreter. But when they are talking to each other, I just keep hearing the N-word.
And you're like, man, I'm getting paid for this? This is great.
Yeah, I'm like sitting there and they just keep hitting the N-word over and over and over again. I go, dude, no way.
These are the coolest Asian people I've ever met.
Yeah, because I had heard that before. I had heard that
You
they
just
had a.
think- you don't realize it's a holding place, and you just drop a hard R on the conversation, and
Yeah,
they're like,
well,
"Whoa,
I had
whoa."
heard that before that like in Chinese there's a word that sounds like the N word that's like
Yeah,
but I never actually heard it spoken. And so when I
Yeah.
was hearing them talk to each other, I was like, oh, it is just the N word. Like
there's
the way they pronounce it, it's like they just kept hitting the N word, and I'm like, yo, this
there's an
this
old
is so funny because where I work at also,
yeah.
it's this big company with all this technology and shit involved. They have a profanity filter on everything.
Yeah.
So that means like some manager did get sent that call,
Yeah.
probably because they just kept hitting the N word.
Yeah.
That the profanity filter picked that up, and that was sent to some like supervisor, probably.
I love thinking about like the IT people at like a tech company, and they have to have words that the AI picks up and bans. So they're typing, like what are we 3 hours in? So they're typing like faggot into the screen. So like the words that they have to block, and they're like, okay, now they're spelling it with 2 9s, so we got to put 2 9s in there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude, the one
this
that really
guy's doing it
makes
this way.
the one that really makes me laugh is every now and then I get someone who calls and their last name is Cox, Cox.
Yep.
So when I'm keying in their shit and I type in Cox, I get like all these pop-ups that's like profanity filter activated. And I gotta like send it to a supervisor and be like, hey, I need you to override Cox.
I'm talking to Courtney here.
Yeah.
She's a celebrity. I don't know if you know. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I need a supervisor to override Cox so I can get my sale. But that's just one of that's one of the things about working in corporate America. That's why I don't want to do it anymore. That's why I have my my digital assets. I got all my crypto on cold storage. I got my memes. I got stocks. I got a lot of money moving around. None of it is
got a
going
lot
towards,
of irons in the fire.
None of it. I'm not paying off any of my fucking debts, so nobody even say anything about that. I'm not paying any of that fucking money.
It's all an illusion. They're probably going to clear it anyways.
Well, probably, yeah. It's like, well, the fucking bank that I took the loan out with doesn't even do it. Like the fucking loan when I first got it was with Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
And then like years ago, like I don't know how many years ago, I got an email from Wells Fargo that said, well, yeah, we don't do loans anymore. We're done with loans. So we sold it to some other company. And I was like, well, if you're out of the loan business, why do I still got to pay this shit? The loan was with you. Why do I have to now like call this other fucking company first, Mark?
You don't have to. I thought like if they call you and you don't admit that it's you and they bought your loan, then you never have to pay your
Well, it's
loan.
all like connected by like a social security, like whatever. Like I've tried, I tried not paying it.
Just melt your fingerprints off and move to Thailand.
Yeah, I tried not paying it, and my credit score went down even more. So,
yeah,
you
have one. You have one of these credit scores now,
brother. Let me tell you,
you go to look up your credit score, and it's just like.
Let me tell you, I'm happy to be alive, but one of the sort of consequences of a psychotic break is you get a smoke alarm for credit score.
Yeah. Dude, it never fails. Like when you're watching a TikTok or an Instagram and the guy's like talking, and then you see the chirp, and you're like, come on, somebody downloaded this and tub this over and
I can confirm that, dude. I get phone calls from people like every day where they hit all the beats of just like with that, you can hear kids screaming in the background, smoke alarms chirping, the TV's blaring. Like I can't even fucking hear. Like, the person that's talking to me, I've gotten to the point where I'm like more assertive with people where I go, hey, look, I can't hear what you like. There's so much background noise, I can't hear what you're saying. You either need to go somewhere quiet where I can actually understand you, or I can't. Like, we can't do this. Like,
all right, I'm gonna go like 20% Kumia right now. So I worked at the homeless for a long time in Providence, and when I moved up here, I wanted to start working with the homeless in New Hampshire, and we have a homeless shelter really like 15-20 minutes from my house, and I had a bunch of store credit from a place. So I went and I bought tampons and soap and Band-Aids and toothbrushes and toothpaste. And I brought it really early in the morning to the homeless shelter. And the people that worked there were there, but and they helped me bring it in. And I said, is there anything else that you need? And they tell me. So I'm like, I'm going to go get this and I'll come back. So when I come back, all the homeless are there eating breakfast. They have like a screened in porch or like where they're like making toast. So they get free bread and they make toast and peanut butter and jam and stuff. And there's all sorts of people. And I open my car up and everybody's like, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And they're helping me empty my car. Well, I have my bike on top of my car, like my expensive mountain bike strapped to the roof of the car. All the homeless people, ladies, men, and everything are all white. There's one black guy, right? And he's the only one not helping move everything in. And he's like, that's a pretty nice bike you got up there. And I was like, oh, thanks. He's like, can you take it down? Let me ride it. And I was like, no. So like I keep moving the stuff in. He's like walking around my car. He's like, come on, man, let me ride your bike. And I was like, no. And actually you're making me feel really uncomfortable right now. You can't ride my bike. He's like, well, let me just see it. Let me just take it for a spin real quick. And I was like, no. And so in my mind, I'm just like, have you not heard of any of the stereotypes at all?
Right.
Like, you're not helping move the stuff in. You're like, at first I thought he was making a joke. Like, I'm going to try and steal your bike. But it's like, oh, he's serious. And I was like, I turned it into Kumi and my brain is like, is this ingrained in them? Like, they just they love bike. Like, they can't like get away from bicycles. Like, they just, their brain is just like wired for bicycles. Like,
yeah.
But anyways, I was like, man, I'm not going to come back here anymore and like donate stuff if you're going to make me feel uncomfortable. And I was waiting for him to like drop the race card on me, but he didn't. He just called me an asshole and he walked away.
Nice.
But I was like, I don't know. I was just like, man, you would think, at least me, I don't know. I've never been black, so I don't know what it's like. But if there's a stereotype that my people, all right, so let's put it this way. I'm Greek, right? And when I date a woman, she's a little bit nervous that I'm going to try to like have anal sex with her all the time.
Right.
And so I have to be like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm only half Greek. So it's not something that's on my mind all the time. So if I were black, I would assume that I'd be like, hey, I'm not going to try to steal your bike. And to prove it to you, I'm not even going to verbally say that I'm going to steal it in front of you. It's
Right.
like he's breaking all this
He should have at least offered to like let you hold his driver's license. Is like like when you go to a gun range.
Well, if he was smart, yeah. But if he was smart, he would have like helped me move all the stuff in.
Right.
And like do all this stuff and like move it in and be cordial and introduce himself and shake my hand. And like, I would be like, you know what? I'm getting racist in my old age. He's right. Yeah, it is a nice bike. Let him ride it. And then he just like 5 miles in a row. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen.
I mean, I think more than race, the real, what it would, I don't know. I don't know if it's so much race or like socioeconomic, right? It's like poor people tend to be a little more unscrupulous, maybe untrustworthy.
Yes, I agree.
Maybe
I'm just saying in this particular instance, the kid didn't have much self-awareness.
Because what transcends race is just being broke. And I'm constantly, I constantly have like poor people trying to pull schemes on me at work. Like people will call me and on my end, I can like there's information that'll pop up if they've like interacted with the company before. Where I can already see that they like owe like a ton of money and they're trying to like sign up for like some new shit. And I'll go through the motions with them. And then when they get to the last step, they go, why does it say that I have to pay like $700? And I go, oh, I guess you like have a prior balance with us. So,
yeah. Well, I remember at Kim Congdon, and it's funny because Kim Congdon was telling a joke or she was on a podcast and she was talking about like going to white people's houses. And she's like, you ever notice how dirty white people are? and she's like, you go to their house and their bathroom's all dirty and they got a ring around the whatever. And it was so hilarious because I don't know if it was Sagalo or whatever. And he's like, no, those are the type of white people that let Puerto Ricans in their house, Kim. And it was just so funny because it's like it was just, Kim, you were poor and you were going to other poor people's houses, and that's how poor people's houses are.
Yeah. Poverty is really like is what binds all races together. Like when you're at the bottom, it just, I mean, I guess like black people tend to have existed for a long time in that socioeconomic class, but now every race gets to be poor. And so that's really like the
we really are striving for equality here. We're all going to be poor soon.
Yeah, pretty much. Like in the new like techno feudalist society where it's like Elon, Peter Thiel, Zuckerberg, like all the people that own everything and have all the money.
Yeah,
we're all going to be serfs, so we'll all just be like, we're all going to smell like wet dog, and we'll have dirty bathtubs and.
What's the movie with Matt Damon where he's like everybody lives in the clouds and the poor people have to live on Earth?
Elysium?
Yeah, I never saw it, but it's like there's a ton of movies like that, right? The Hunger Games where they live, the Citadel's like that. Everybody's the elites are in the Citadel and all the plebs are down below.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer is good.
Yeah. So I don't know. It seems like it's so easy to make money nowadays, and I'm just starting to figure it out now. But it kind of bothers me when you see like, not that money is the like happiness, and I see a lot of people with money and stuff that I don't consider successful. Even people that other people would consider successful, and you would say that, like when I look at Kevin Hart, I don't say, oh, he's super successful.
What does this mean? Robbie said Katu Kim. So like Katu Kim Condon?
Katu Kim. Yeah, so I know Katu, you guys always talk about.
She was Korean, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Space Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, man. But wait, he meant Katu Kim. Mariska Hargitay, everybody. What was schemes, money?
I forget what I was saying. Oh, but so I like Kevin Hart. When I see him, I don't know if I think he's successful because like
he is.
Well, no. Like I know he's got like money and car, but like I feel like he's created a prison for himself. Is that success? Like, is he really like? I guess there is a point of money where you're like, okay, it's just fine. I can't say this, and this in public, but I can do this, and private. But like part of being successful to me is like not being enslaved by the job you've picked. Like I wouldn't, or maybe it's just I would have no interest in being Kevin Hart or The Rock, but I feel like they've enslaved themselves by their careers where they can't be themselves.
It's better than being enslaved by like Subway.
No, I definitely agree. But
because I remember for the first job I had. Oh, nice. Blaze up 420 shot.
Robbie, is Robbie want to hop in? I know he was doing.
He said he did. I posted the link in the chat if he wants to. I mean, we're over 3 hours in, so
we can zip zop zoop for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we could zip zop.
We can zip zop.
Zip zop Zion.
The best comment ever was you guys doing zip zap zop, and I think it was Drew Huntley, but if it wasn't, it was Brosa Smith or somebody. Maybe it's doing saying nip jap wop.
Oh,
that got me so fucking good, dude. Whoever posted that in your
Robbie,
chat.
Now Robbie says LOL, never mind. I mean, Robbie, you can hop in if you want. I don't.
It's only we sometimes we go to 2 a.m. We've done 5 hours before.
We have. I don't know if I have the.
Dalton literally. So
Robbie, just come on, Robbie. Come on, Cornfed.
Come on,
Cornfed tomorrow.
We pull the curtain aside at like 15 minutes to. Usually, Dalton will DM me the link to the show sometime during the day.
Yeah,
I don't bother him because I know he works to like 7 and then he decompresses and we do the show at 10 after he has time to break. And so I don't hear from him, and he's not getting back. And I had sent him a message, and it didn't get read. And so I was like, huh. Well, don't worry about it. Dalton's reliable. Just relax. Don't get all OCD.
Yeah,
Around
I
quarter
feel
to
like
10, I get a message where I just woke up. I'll get the link to you in a second. I'm just picturing him completely in wake up, tired, panic mode at his house.
I do that,
Getting
yeah. I
ready
mean,
for
but
the
I do
show.
still try to, make, what's the word I'm looking for? Tend to my schedule.
Yeah.
I try to, make sure I do what I got to do. But I do. That does happen a lot where I'm like, because this goes back to where I only let people in so much. I deal with like a certain amount of like health issues, not just from being fat, but from like
Don't worry, guys. Though he does have a prescription for those little Debbies with the little.
I have medicinal little
the doctor's
Debbies.
like, I have a heart condition. He's like, the condition is I'm eating those heart-shaped
I
little Debbies.
Yeah, I got prescription little Debbies. No, I still have like I have like issues I deal with from just like the brain stuff I went through, like all the like the mental break or whatever. So like one of the big things is here we go, a gay man. Oh, it's Drew.
Hey, what's up, Drew?
What's up, y'all?
Oh, you put the link in the live chat for everybody.
Yeah, I told Robbie to click on it, but hey, Drew's here.
Hey, what's up, Drew?
Hey, I'm a gay man today.
Hey, oh yeah, a gay man.
As a gay man who wouldn't join the link, shout out, gay man.
Mm-hmm. Last time I saw you jump in like this on Crowded Boys, you were driving a car. And they were like, have you been drinking? And you're like, I'm driving a car, ain't I? And so we never got a clean answer from what I was watching.
Yeah, I was drinking and driving a car.
Yeah. It's an American dream. That's what they took away from us. Thanks, Obama.
Look at this dog.
Yeah. Who's
It's
that?
not my dog. Shout out the dog, dude.
Shout out to dog.
Yeah, hell yeah, to the dog.
Shout out Mocha Dog.
I think Drew is the super fan. I don't know if he was in with Robbie
Drew's
and Troy, because I know Robbie and Troy might have done something, but Drew was hanging out with me and Troy earlier in chat today. You tuned in to see Steven from
or the African man.
Yeah, the African
He
guy.
looked like me right now.
Yes, yeah. It was hilarious because we're having a serious like libertarian talk, and then of course Drew shows up with the comedy chops, and Steve doesn't have a camera, so it's just a black screen with this thing, and he's like, so he's making like smile so he can see you type jokes in the comments and everything. It was pretty good though.
He's a good man.
He's a good guy. I recommend everybody go follow him if they're libertarian minded.
What was that? Oh. Anyway, yeah. So
I'm on the phone. I can't see anything.
Ever since I was just saying, like, ever since I had my brain issues,
yeah.
In the fallout of that, like something that I've been like dealing with is like in recovering from all that is just like this constant, like persistent, just like fatigue. Like when that was all over, where I spent like months where I wasn't sleeping, I was crazy.
Yeah.
When that was done, I was like completely depleted, and I could was debilitated for a long time. And then even now, I'm like, I struggle with like energy and motivation, like just overall.
So I know you're eating a lot of processed sugar, and you have a couple of extra.
That does not help. That doesn't help.
But have you tried? Like, do you think that maybe do you take any supplements like magnesium, zinc, vitamin D?
Yes.
Okay.
B12.
So like for me,
AG1.
I took high doses of vitamin D and magnesium and potassium lately, and I was
vitamin D.
Yeah, vitamin D, not the gay man type of vitamin
Pause.
D.
Drew, by the way, I just noticed Drew has some fucking like a ceramic angel that he was a little knickknack, a little Hummel doll.
Yeah, he's got
it's
a dude.
The angel on my shoulder.
Okay.
Is that as an angel smoking weed?
I don't
it's
know
an
what
angel
he's smoking, dude.
weed.
It's probably fentanyl.
Yeah. A cherub.
A cherub.
Cherub
You-
rock.
Yeah, Dawn's got very cherubic features to him. I think a lot of people say that.
By the way, speaking of cherub rock, Billy Corgan posted a really funny picture today. Did you see that where it was Billy Corgan with Chuck E. Cheese?
What is he doing? He did the Buckies and now he's Chuck E. Cheese.
Dude,
I saw the Buckies. I didn't see the.
Is he
Chuck E. Cheese.
reliving a childhood memory that he never had?
well, it's I think it's like a he still just a rat in a cage, you know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
He's
Maybe
just
that's what he's
following
doing.
rodents.
Yeah, he's just going through all the different roads.
He's going through all the different rats and Chuck E. Well, Chuck E. Cheese is a rat on a stage.
Yeah, yeah. Despite all his stage, he is still.
Yeah.
So, what other mascots are rats or rodents?
Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
That's
Mickey.
free
So
enterprise.
let's see if he's. So if he does Mickey next, you're on to something, Drew.
I mean,
He's going through the rodent family. Yeah,
Jerry.
Mickey would be next.
from Tom and Jerry, Jerry's the next acquirable enterprise. It's
corporate mascots.
So he went-
yeah, it's coming up. Like
Chucky. He's definitely going to do Disney World Mickey Mouse next.
He is like
It's all
a
leading up to this.
He is
Yeah.
like a Disney spokesman because
it's open property.
There was a picture that went viral years ago where he was at somebody got like a candid photo of him at Disney World
Yeah.
where he was on some like little train ride with his kids or whatever, and he looked like really miserable on it. So it became like a meme that like Billy Corgan is all sad at Disney World, but this is what his face looked like in the picture.
He's the Smashing Pumpkins dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then he, like a few months ago, he was actually like a spokesman for Disney World, where he did like a commercial for him. I guess because of that picture,
So,
he reached out and were like, "Do you want to, you know?"
so
It's
like
probably
Brendan-
because of Jew money.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, Dave would say it's probably because of Jew money.
Mhm.
So Brendan Sagalow is a Disney adult.
Four.
Yeah, 4 is a Disney adult, and then like you see like Florida woman going to Disney all the time, and she's got a
Florida
annual-
woman?
Like she pays $70 a month for a membership.
It's crazy.
On
dude.
But when I was thinking about it with Girl
What?
Brain, if you want to feel safe someplace where you can walk around and feel safe and whimsical, you got a pretty good chance of being able to walk around Disney World without being molested.
But it's so
What?
expensive.
That's insane to think of. Like, you have to pay money to go to a place where you don't feel molestable.
It's Florida. If you've never been down, like I live up here in a molest-free zone in White Mountains, New Hampshire.
I will say that,
But-
like, if you go to Orlando, the only reason anyone should be going to Orlando is either Disney World or Universal Studios.
I don't
The
get it.
surrounding city sucks.
Yes, they're
Orlando
scary.
blows, dude.
I was in Jacksonville, which is like a couple of hours north on the border, playing poker and stuff, and it's dirty and scary at night. And the people it's just street urchins everywhere because it's warm, so they can just keep their shirt off and get way
Yeah.
too close to you, as they're like, and they're not cold. So
That's how like
Yeah.
Austin, like all these fucking dipshit comedians.
Oh, I hated Austin too.
These dipshit comedians that moved to Austin and they talk about the homeless. I'm like, well, it's always warm here, so
Yeah.
this is like a good place to be if you're homeless. You shouldn't be here. Should have
So
stayed
New
in Los
Hampshire-
Angeles.
Yeah, New Hampshire has a good cure for the homeless, and it's called -10-degree winters.
California has no cure for that because
Yeah.
there's like the north, which is you got to go pretty far north, and then other than that, like you're pretty set. Like you could be homeless on all of California.
Yeah, and I respect the
here.
game because I've been saying this like my whole life. Like if I became homeless in New England, right, like truly homeless,
Go west.
the first thing you do is start walking to where it's warm.
Here in the west.
Yeah, you just walk someplace warm
Yeah.
and figure it out.
Yeah, I feel like in New York, they just don't tell you that every winter is like a culling for the homeless. That in the cover of night, the city sends out like people with shovels to scrape corpses off the ground because people all freeze to death.
Yeah,
I
Boston
don't know
does
how
that.
they're.
Providence does it. New Hampshire.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody could survive like a winter in a city like that if you're
Well,
homeless.
here in California, they just send out in certain counties. They send out the police to call them, and then
Right.
now
I'm
with
talking
Newsom, they
about.
don't.
I feel like up north, in the winter, you probably just have like a ton of homeless people that die, and then they.
Up north, they
Yeah, that's
die.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
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 Oh, we don't care about those. We don't. That's Siskiyou County. We don't care about them at all.
Yeah, God takes care of the
Yeah,
homeless.
yeah, that's God's land.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks, man. We should
I actually know some like fake homeless that during the winter they go home and they live with their parents, and then
Yeah,
they
you're
go
fake
back,
homeless.
then they go back like kind of camping and like panhandling and being crazy the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So they could find a house, but they do
Well,
better.
they could
off
find a job as
living
well,
wild.
but
Oh, I've hired them. I've hired homeless people. Like they were panhandling here, and I said, "Hey, I'm packing boxes in this U-Haul right here. If you come here, I'll pay you cash." They work like an hour, and I said, "Thank you. That helped me. That saved me a lot of time. Here's $40. Let me get your cell phone." And they're like, yes, anytime you have work, 100%. And then you can't get in touch with them ever again. Like they don't want work.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're straight up commies, dude. Like,
Yeah.
no offense, where you are, you're dealing with straight up communists.
Well, I'm in New Hampshire, so I'm dealing with like the exact opposite, but I'm surrounded by commies. And my whole everything is surrounded. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Vermont.
Those are the people coming in for that kind
bad.
of work, though.
Yeah. And Vermont's not. Well, this is back when I used to live down in Massachusetts when I was like living in common central hell. Now I live as a free man up in New Hampshire, 2 hours north. I love it up here.
Oh, good news, everybody.
Yeah.
The Trump meme coin is going to be listed on Coinbase, so you don't even need a Phantom wallet now. You just go right on Coinbase and
this is insane, dude. If it ends up being like $500, like
what if it flips Solana?
Yeah,
like it ends up being more than Solana.
What really bothers me about it, because it's already flipped a bunch of coins that I've been holding for a long time.
Well, like you were saying, Dave, what if this is Trump's way of getting out of the centralized currency that we have, and this whole that, like you said, the Jew game, the Israel game.
Yeah,
he gets out of that. He's not kissing the wall anymore. Maybe
he has had like no, he has. Dude, Dalton, you can laugh all you want, but they were shooting at him and trying to bomb him every week, and then all of a sudden he's prancing around with Israel, and all the assassination attempts ended.
It's kind of nuts. They shot at him.
You think he kissed the wall?
Yeah,
he kissed the wall, dude.
It's all over. And so, but what was I gonna say? Oh, but you and me saw that and we're like, okay, we're not degen adults. This is stupid. This is Hawk Tour #2. I'm not buying into Trump coin like all these idiots.
I've been
rugged
so many times.
We'd be like, whoo, baby, Trump.
He's gonna pull the rug. He has Elon and Vivek under. Vivek's definitely pulling a rug.
Yeah,
of some
but
sort.
There's people.
He's a rug maker.
There's people
between Donald's hair and between Vivek riding rugs. You think they're gonna pull it, right? He's like,
there's people who are savvy who like bought in when they first saw it and have already made like tons of money. They pull profits. I've been rugged so many times that I just like when I saw that I said I know better than to like try to even get in on like a big celebrity coin like this, even if it is the president. And then,
one of
like,
the hard
to
things
see
was to even find the actual address.
Oh, the contract.
I honestly
address?
thought so. The way that they marketed it, I thought it was a hack. So, did you look how they marketed it?
That's what I thought, dude.
Yeah, like I was so suspicious of it that I was just like,
no way.
Yeah, this can't be real. And then to see it just like skyrocket past everything else and still like it's holding out at around $30 right now, I'm like, well, missed out on that one.
So they used a Twitter bot, which is why I was thought it was a hack. So they pinned that original, the one that says like the one with the lettering there that says like
The only
fight,
official, yeah.
yeah, official Trump fight. They pinned that to the top.
Fight.
But then when other posts would get a certain amount of likes or whatever, that aggregator, and you can set this up if you're like trying to sell a book or whatever, to take a tweet that you've put it on there. So every time one of his tweets would get a certain number of likes or reshares, it would pin that to the bottom, and they kept doing that. So as I went down his feed, it looked like it was being hacked because they were adding that link to buying the coin everywhere. So it's like, oh, this will be funny. I'll wake up in the morning and Elon will take care of it all, and the hack will be gone, and we'll all be making fun of Trump for being hacked. And then I wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, it wasn't a hack, and the coin's $30 now. And if I threw $1,000 in there, I'd have $8,000.
Yeah, all these there were like so many DJs who like became millionaires like immediately.
Yeah,
They saw it hit and bought in probably like around $3 or $4.
this is
And-
weird.
I saw it last night and I thought about it. I was like, I could buy in right now, and I didn't.
Yeah,
And now I see it. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, I could be a fucking millionaire.
Yeah, this is where it doesn't pay off to not be a retarded like normie. There's so many retarded normies that are like
Like me.
Trump. They're just like Trump buy, and they made a shit ton of money.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I was doing well on all these other Trump coins, but when he himself released one, the whole meme market was done. All the money went to his coin, and so now everything is like completely upside down. Like,
and then they'll probably pull out slowly, but if it's going to continue to go up because now they're adding it to exchanges and stuff like Coinbase, then they're going to hold because it's just more people are going to buy in. And like once it gets to Coinbase or some of these other platforms, grandmothers are going to start putting money in there. All these boomers, dude, that have
I
like
saw some
millions
of
of dollars because they paid their houses off because they were $15,000 or whatever. They're going to be.
How do I get my mom in on this? How do I get her life savings?
I saw some of the whale wallet buys on this, dude. There were people throwing like millions of dollars at this. There were some of the transactions were like multiple million.
Maybe I need to like do some whippets. Maybe Sal's got
You
the right
do.
idea.
I think like you're playing it safe with the DeFi and trying to do all the finance or whatever.
Yeah, do whippets.
I'm telling you, just be a dumbass. Just start buying fucking memes and then
buy whippets.
Yeah,
dude, you just
get high, then invest.
Yeah.
You know how they used to do like frontal lobotomies on women, and then the women afterwards be like, "Oh, my life is so much better and happier, and my marriage is doing so much better." Maybe that's what I need. Do just enough whippets to just
dude. That's what I was saying
away a
earlier.
little bit of my
invest enough.
That's what I was saying earlier about Jake Shields and the fucking Lovecraft monsters. Is like when you have too much knowledge, when you have too much insight, you are now like you now have to like maneuver through the world in a much more like defensive way. You know, you're now you're constantly on guard because you can see the true threats.
Dude, Jake Shields fighting against Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Wawa every day.
But I'm saying like if you are just truly stupid, like if you're a dumbass.
Dude, I would buy that video game, dude. MMA Cthulhu versus Jake Shields.
Dude, Jake Shields fighting.
Cthulhu's got a yarmulke on.
Yeah, like if you
coin every time he hits Cthulhu, coins come out. He's collecting.
Well, I mean, I bet you could. I bet the argument could be made that a lot of like
Cthulhu coin.
Yeah, I bet the argument could be made that a lot of Lovecraft monsters were just like placeholders for Jews. That's like this
a lot of history.
If you read the actual works, Dalton, it all brings. I mean, Cthulhu himself is a Jew monster.
Yeah, it's
tentacle face.
It's like three. It's Jews, blacks, and just like modernity itself.
Yeah, it's like Ari Shaffir with three noses is Cthulhu.
Yeah, so like any Lovecraft story is just like his fear of Jews, black people, and then just like change, like the way the world was changing at that time, because he was very much like, just like scared of everything. So
Of what he met. He
especially
hadn't met
black and
Chinese
Jews.
yet.
Yeah,
That's the problem. He hadn't met
But-
the Chinese yet, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's a whole nother monster."
He's Theo Vaughn. He's him and his buddies load into a car to go to a laundromat to see if they can see their first Chinaman.
yeah. But the thing, but yeah, like if you're truly like a dumbass, you just have like the confidence and the I don't know, you're like you are, speaking of Jake Shields, shielded in a way. Like you're more like you have more of like an armor just through by being an idiot.
I think he got it all wrong. I think
He thinks he's
Jake
right.
Shields is
So he
super.
has-
I think he's super enlightened and he's transcended all of us, and he's floating above us with all this knowledge and wisdom that he's trying to hand out.
But I mean, true. But here, to my
And
point,
he can't be attacked because he knows the truth, Dalton.
if you
And so God is on his
He's
side. to help
beyond
him
fallacy.
fight.
As Dalton's saying, he's beyond fallacy. Like the man sees himself beyond falsity, but he can't see a falsehood in his arguments. He's gone to the part of he's now hubris. He's
he also cannot spell or use grammar.
Or spell the word hubris.
Yeah, or
I don't think
yeah,
I
or
can either.
he does not. For a guy who is now trying to make a living with words, he seems to not have a basic elementary understanding.
Can I
of
tell you this?
He started his life getting punched in the face. How are you going to end your life speaking words?
That's what I was just going to say. So I have CTE.
That's
from a car
crazy,
accident.
dude.
So does he. I think
I drink for a living. I don't expect to speak.
Maybe that's just enough insight when you get CTE that you can see the wall kissers.
The wall kissers.
Just enough.
Yo, but I'm saying that like if Dave, if you were like a true dumbass, like you're doing all this like passive income, I can make like a few $100 extra a month. If you were an actual dumbass, like a good,
I make thousands of dollars extra a month, but yes.
You do? Through what? Just your
DeFi.
DeFi?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We're learning about DeFi.
Yeah, I think I was talking to Troy about this. I think I'll be able to, dude. It's 0.3 to 0.5% a day on some of the stuff. 0.7.
Dude, it's hard to learn about.
Then it's compounded. So like $1,000 makes every 1,000 you put in makes $5 a day.
Right.
How do I do
But then
that?
the next day you have 1,005 that's making $525 a day, and then it compounds, and so you start building and moving that around. Then you start putting that into a bull bag because you're not putting any of your own capital in, and then when that bull bag raises up, you now have this whole other thing on the side.
Is Dave a Jew?
I'm Greek.
It sounds like a lot of Jew
But here's
talk.
what I'm saying: you're making
But-
like a few $1,000s a month, right?
I could live off DeFi right now. I just wouldn't be happy.
If you just took,
Why wouldn't you be happy?
if you just took like a few $1,000s last night and threw it at Trump coin,
Yeah.
you're rich. You know what I'm saying? Like if you
Trump
just
coin?
if you just been a dumbass.
No, if I threw 1,000, I would have made 8,000.
I know, but I'm saying like what if you took like 12,000?
Yeah, I would never be I don't have that in me anymore. So like I used to have that when I was younger, but now that I get older, it's like I don't know. I have a scarcity mentality that I'm trying to turn into an abundance. I got to read The Secret with Oprah again. I got to sit down with Oprah and read The Secret. But I have a very scarcity mentality that I'm trying to change.
Right.
Because I do everything that I do does well.
You're going to talk about
I get
Oprah,
too
but
scared
have
to
you
do it.
read into Bill Clinton's My Life?
No.
That's a good read, by the way. Good read. Bill Clinton's My Life. It dives into Bill Clinton's every year of his life, throughout the years of his life.
Okay.
It lets you know what kind of person he was.
Oh, I'm up on Fistcoin.
And what type of person was he? I have an idea.
Well, at 13, he's a good man. Tell you that right now.
I'm up $20 on Fistcoin.
Give
So
you
yeah,
one
I
of
mean,
those.
you make your money on DeFi. I make all my money on memes and
Clinton?
podcasting.
I do want to do some memeing. I'm working on Amazon right now with Troy, and I'm gonna be if
Hey, I did not have sexual relations coin.
I'm working with Hong Kong now, Dalton. I'm going to be doing some import and export and like George
Mandalay.
Costanza.
Yeah, what are you, Art
Vandalay
Vandalay
is-
now?
I'm going straight Vandalay, but if this works, I think I'll be able to do full crypto and feel super comfortable by
Costanza
2022.
coin?
Costanza coin. So here's what we should do, Dalton. You and me should learn how to make meme coins. I
think
just
you
figured out, dude, this is how we're going to get rich. The two of us have too much insight, right?
Yeah.
So we're kind of above trying to figure this out. So what we do is we're going to learn how to make meme coins and put them on Pump Fund. But we need a Drew Huntley type that just smokes and does drugs and drinks.
I'm already here.
Shout out retarded
Dave,
stuff.
look at
us.
this.
So he's like Cthulhu coin, and we're like mold, Cthulhu coin, print, we're the devs. And then he says the next one, and we use them like
Yeah, I already did Jew Bear coin, me and Slav.
yeah. So you did
With
that
Danny.
with Yes. See?
Yeah, I was there when Slav did the Jew Bear coin.
Nice. So they did Jew Bear on was it done? It wasn't done on low value mail. It was done on
It was not. Yeah, it was done on the. No, it was done on low value
the
mail.
steam room. Was it the steam
No.
room one?
No, because he does bathhouse.
Bathhouse. It wasn't on
Yeah,
bathhouse.
the bathhouse.
Yeah, I thought it was on a bathhouse.
Yeah, it was on a bathhouse.
Yeah. The college.
Dave,
shit.
look
Yeah.
at this. I'm making a meme coin right now. Look at this. And then all I gotta do is put the
Dude,
picture.
pump and dump.
Look at this. And then you can create the coin.
Dude, Danny had like 600 people come at him who were just
Dude,
Coinbase people who started other coins based on his coin, copy coins. And they're like, dude, we pump and dump this rug pulled. Like, they just rug pulled on a meme coin based off of his meme coin and then got his meme coin up to fucking, I want to say he's at like 200,000 now. It's insane. He just started a coin out of nowhere off of what fucking Slav said.
And
He's
honestly,
like, do the Jew Bear coin. And it's a good idea, the Jew Bear. You just make a good meme.
I think
You know?
I've talked to
memes
Danny
are the
a couple
future of
times.
finance.
I've talked to Danny a couple times in person.
That's
and
why I stand behind Mudang.
I got a decent feel for his personality over the years from the shows, and I talked to him, and I got a decent feel for him in
Hey,
person.
Danny's
He was-
a good guy. He does
was-
hate me.
He
Shout
was a
out,
good
Danny.
guy, and he was there when I talked
Hey,
to him.
shout out Connor Dog.
I honestly do think he has enough integrity that he won't rug that coin.
No, he's not gonna rug. Dude, Danny's actually a good dude. He's not gonna
Yeah.
rug the coin. I know Danny's not gonna rug it. All right,
Yeah.
Danny's
And
in
at
the
some
coin
point,
for the
he's gonna
coin,
come
dude.
to everybody and say, "What the fuck do we do?" Like, I have like 250.
That's why I wish I had told Dalton about this early enough. I didn't tell you about it, Dalton. I was gonna message you and be like, dude, jump on this shit.
Here's the thing.
But I didn't know it was gonna hit like that. But
I saw
hit,
it
dude.
early too. I watched you guys do it too, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Is this a joke?" And then I was like, "Dalton's probably in." I messaged Dalton about it, and I was like, "I'm not gonna do this because this is dumb."
Dude, yeah, so I was
And all
like,
of a
I'm not
sudden,
gonna
if I
do
had got
this.
in early too, we would have made more than.
It was a
Trump
good coin.
We would have got in real early, and we would have made more than Trump off if we'd put 1,000 in.
No, easily, dude.
Off of Danny Polachuk of all people.
Off a Jew. You would have made money off a Jew?
Danny's not.
When
a
does
Jew.
that ever happen?
He's not actually a Jew though, because he's an individual. Because he doesn't ever fall back on anti-Semitism or anything.
No, he's Jewish,
He's Jewish. Yes,
as
exactly.
they say.
What's going on here?
I was not expecting him to say that name.
Who is that?
From
Men in
The
Tights.
Princess Bride and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yeah.
Dude, that
What the hell?
is incredible. What an incredible reference. Damn, dude.
And I thought about it for a minute. I said, oh my God. I'm ugly. That's a tough way to find that out. Can you imagine you me reading the newspaper and found out everyone in Hollywood had an orgy behind your back? None of y'all called me. Well, that really hurts. I'm glad they didn't call me though, because the stories that come out about it are crazy. I saw one thing on the internet, so I'm not sure this is true. Probably doubt it's true, but I saw it. some guy who said he knew Puff was like, yeah, man. He's like, I was at the freak off one time and I went in the back room and Puff was in there with Carl Winslow, with Dad from Family Matters. He was smashing. And I was like, Puff, what are you doing? And he was like, yeah, it feels good to make another man do your bidding. And I was like, oh my God.
Pause.
Carl Winslow from Family Matters was there and I wasn't invited.
Dude.
It's worse than I thought. Or maybe
I'll say something real quick. I don't know. Like, I know the criticism for Dave Chappelle now is like he's lost it or he's too serious or This is good. This is strong.
You got it.
This is I don't like.
Hey, the boy got it. Hey, that boy, he got it.
I'm very happy with this so far.
And the extra layer is he's admitting to the whole world on SNL that he wasn't at any parties in a very funny way, and so it's very convincing too.
The boy got it.
He's got a double. It's a double.
He's got something. If he keep, he's got a bright future ahead of him. He keeps doing, keeps this up.
He's going to be the only black man left in Hollywood if he keeps this up.
I'm enjoying this.
It's going to be him. It's like now that he's older, he looks like what's
Mike
his face
Kaufman.
from Police Academy.
That really got preachy there. Whether he in the
does the
Palisades
voices.
or Palestine.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
He kept reminding me of, now that he's older, the way that he looks, he looks like the guy from Police Academy that does the voices.
Oh, Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow. Maybe it was just him doing faces and stuff.
He looked like that black guy that nobody knows who he is from every movie ever.
I mean, he looks like Dave. Everybody, check out Dave. Shout out Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, you guys ever hear Dave Chappelle show? You guys should check out the Dave Chappelle show.
Yeah, this is not. By the way, YouTube is not going to let me keep that. So when this is done, I got to go through and probably trim that out because Saturday Night Live don't fuck around. But there was a lot of really funny stuff in there, and then there at the end, it just really it got into the fucking.
Yeah, he had me laughing.
He thinks he's James Baldwin or some shit.
I will say he holds space really good on stage. So he leads you up to the punchline, and there's so much tension that it makes you laugh. So he has a good timing.
Oh, I mean,
he holds the space really good.
That was
Dave.
really
you know who holds space really well is
my mom's asshole.
Dave Blunt's.
Yeah.
He holds a lot of space.
It's cool to watch him perform because he does have like this I don't know what it is, like some intangible ethereal quality.
He's been doing stand up as long as Nick Mullen, dude, since they're both 60.
Yeah, he's been doing it forever.
So remember when you did the stand up where you were quiet?
Yeah.
So he holds the very calm cadence. He doesn't rush the joke. He's pausing, and people are like, "Okay, I know this is going to be funny. When is he going to hit me?"
Yeah.
And you don't know when he's going to hit you. So his slowness makes you on edge. Like, come on, here it comes. And then when he hits you, you've already revved yourself up.
He knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, he's a master of the craft of comedy.
He's no Andrew Schultz.
He's no Schultz, but you could definitely tell that he definitely believes himself to be important. Like he starts getting into that sort of like,
I should have came in here as is the Andrew Schultz.
He starts getting into that like James Baldwin territory. But I will say when a black man speaks with authority and
makes you scared,
conviction. No, I do start feeling like that sort of feeling when you're watching like Amistad or something, where I'm like,
Is that why you won't have Derek Gaines on the show?
Free David, free Dave.
Dave want free.
Free Dave. Well, I was saying Andrew Schultz because Andrew Schultz, and I haven't seen him any reason, but he steals a lot of stuff from Dave Chappelle. Not his jokes, but his techniques, styles, and like slapping the microphone and the laughter and the whatever. And so, like,
the whole
Schultz,
grabbing the mic Shane Gillis act that they say people are stealing now, it's the same thing that Andrew Schultz is stealing.
I mean, it's all pretty gay shit, but
it's all pretty gay, dude. Like you're stealing how to be on stage.
Heard Shane, all you could hear was Louis, like Shane was
Yeah.
doing old Louis, but when
Yeah,
Schultz was doing Chappelle, and I think they
Yeah.
would both admit that.
well, Schultz is doing Def Jam
I can't
plus
believe that.
Chappelle. I mean,
Yeah.
But P Diddy was butt fucking Reginald. That was quite a shock to find out.
I can't believe people buy baby oil. Like, do you even
Reginald.
buy baby oil for babies?
yeah, but P Diddy
I
did nothing
don't-
wrong.
I don't know what the actual use of baby oil is, even for a baby. I don't even know what you're supposed to do with it.
Like, I guess if you
I guess you'd be rubbing babies in oil, which
So I
is
did that.
still kind of pause behavior. Like, what the fuck? Why you be
Yeah.
rubbing a baby in oil, dog?
So I think I have an ashy
The
elbow
fuck?
here, but you can't tell because I'm white.
Hold
Yeah.
up. The fuck you rubbing babies in oil for?
It's a good point. Yeah.
The fuck?
Why do you need to lube up a baby?
Why? Where are they sticking these babies at?
What
I
are you
guess-
doing with a
And
baby?
where is
Yeah.
their fathers?
I'm not a father. I don't have a baby.
Yeah, where the father at?
Yeah, I don't know. We should
Yeah.
probably, but hey, folks, check out Dave. Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, if you haven't heard of him, you should check him out, and you
Yeah,
should
check
check
out
out
Dave
his
Chappelle.
the Dave Chappelle stand-up show.
Yeah, please.
Hey, by the way, check out Dave Attell. He's the white Chappelle.
Yeah, and please give me money. Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. The
Dalton Pruitt. He's the super white Attell.
Yeah, the Crowder Boys.
He's the white, not the
YouTube.com
Jewish. Attell.
/at the Crowder Boys. Patreon.com/the Crowder Boys. Please, so please give me money. Please subscribe to everything. That's
Money
it.
Cast.
Yeah.
Money Coin.
Yeah, I think we're and I guess that's everything. I mean,
Yeah, we're quick. We did a quick 4. I think
quick
we're
4
good.
hours. We covered
Yeah.
everything.
I didn't know if I had it in me because I did 3 with Troy earlier, and then I did another 3 of teaching Amazon. So
Yeah, I mean it's
Now
pretty
there's
late. You know,
all
we're
this.
pretty laid back here. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna start reading books again and getting real smart. So I have more things to talk about besides like
don't get too
crypto
enlightened. dude.
schemes. Yeah,
Don't-
don't
Hey,
get-
I
you don't
listen
wanna
to
get too
all 8
enlightened.
hours of Dave, and I learned nothing. So
Yeah,
I mean, keep listening.
Shots fired.
yeah. So that's everything. I guess we could say a quick prayer. Everybody, bow your heads, Father God.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for bringing us together once again. Another blessed day on this earth. What a each new day is not promised to us. So every day that we're above ground and breathing and living is a blessing. So thank you for bringing us together and allowing us to rejoice in each other's company. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
We'll read the Bible next
Amen.
week. Folks, thank you for tuning in. That's the show. And
Yeah, thank you everybody. Keep tuning in. You guys are
Good.
great.
Good night.
Good night.
In the stream.